All right. Let's get back in this. All right. Bum, bum, ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. Boop. Hey, hey.
Hi. That was just like a pregame snack. That wasn't even on the
I
real
love that you're
live
still
yet.
trying to defend yourself.
I feel so ashamed now. He food shamed me.
Oh my God, my heart. I can't. Like literally that was the most darling thing ever. I was just like,
My,
oh, don't defend yourself. That's
uh,
not
wait
against
till he gets
him.
on here and I can tell
Oh,
Caleb.
I heard everything.
Caleb,
I
I'm
heard
food
everything.
shamed, bud.
I heard everything. The main course is coming, my boy. That was the finger food.
I'm get.
Chips and salsa. Y'all are welcome.
I,
Yeah,
I want.
leave
I
that poor
said, can I not
man
have
alone,
chips and
please.
salsa? And she said, no, that would be annoying. You're not smacking chips.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Hey, tonight's live is gonna be so good. And Shanika, thank you so much for coming on. Like, I
Yes.
love what you're doing for the states. I love what you're doing for the community. I love balling with the bullies this weekend, Birmingham, Alabama. Like, people that are just viewing in. We had a separate live that we
Caleb.
just did before that to really just broadcast. Michael, please, please. I'm trying to give a promo right here. Please, please, please. But back to what I was saying, Shanika. I love you, my boy. Shanika White really putting on for the state. Bowling
Yeah.
with the Bullies, Birmingham, Alabama. Show up, show out this weekend, Birmingham, Alabama.
Yep.
By the way, Michael, 1C, 0H is all I'm telling
Don't make me
you.
start calling in. Look, I got people that'll vote for me, man. Right, wrong, or indifferent. I'm just telling you.
Shanika, I need a vote. Hector, I need a vote.
Adam, Trayvon, where y'all at?
Hey, choose carefully. Choose
Adam
carefully.
already bet
I
against
live
me?
closer.
Let me go back in these comments, man, and find out.
Mama, mama, oh mama, she
Mama,
just
you better
messaged me,
vote for
but
me too now.
oh no, tonight's live is going to be very good though. Christopher James coming on. He was the MC of this year's Nationals. Really recap. Hector, my boy, Hector, I love you. I
Hector,
love you.
listen, man. Life is a revolving
Michael,
door, my friend.
Michael, stop, stop. But what I was saying is, Christopher James coming on.
There's Trayvon. Trayvon, just type M and don't even worry
Hey,
about Y. Okay?
Yo.
we got another C. We got another C. Shanika said C, so that's 3-0. I'm just saying that's literally what I'm 3-0. All right, but
Yep.
Christopher James is coming on live tonight. The MC of this year's Nationals, the MC of last year's Nationals.
Yep.
Christina, your vote does not count. Your vote does not count. I love
Thank
you,
you,
Mama, but your
baby.
vote does not count.
Hey, no, that one counts. Yeah,
Tell
don't
her.
be
Look, there's Adam Fields with an M. Come on, Trayvon.
Adam,
y'all got jokes.
Hey,
I
don't
don't know.
don't try to get a straight face with Adam like that, man. Adam voted M. It's over with.
Ah.
Look, there's look at Mama. Look.
Mama. Oh my! Dang, this guy's ugly. This guy is so ugly right here,
What's
and
up,
he's an
man?
Eagles fan.
Hey,
Hey.
did you see the post I just made on my page, Caleb?
No, Mr. James, I did not. Please let me know what it was.
I bet you I can see it right now. Oh, let's
We
take a
don't care,
look now.
Amanda.
You in troubles.
Amanda, we're not. Mr. James, I would
What?
like to know what you posted,
Not what?
sir.
What?
Do you see it, Amanda?
I'm pulling it up as we
I
speak.
said I was coming on with a celebrity tonight.
He
Here I
he made no,
am. Here I am.
Do you see it?
don't make Caleb feel that way about himself.
Do you see it on my page,
I
Amanda? My post.
am
I appreciate whatever you posted because it's gonna be some bullshit, but it's gonna be some good bullshit.
I tagged you in it, Caleb and Amanda.
I'm
We've
trying to.
been on this. We've been on this for like 20 minutes, man. We've been waiting for you. We were waiting. So, you know,
First of all,
I'm just saying.
you've not been waiting on me. I was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock. It is 9:08.
Correct. So 8 minutes late.
It's pretty good anyway.
It's my fault. I was 3 minutes late getting on here. Listen,
It was
we
good.
had a
No,
show
but
to
without
promote, sir.
yes, without
It's not
further
coming up
ado.
for me, Chris.
Oh, it'll be there later. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I'm sure. But anyways, yeah. So obviously quite a few people who know who you are, but in case we have some viewers that are unfamiliar, we'd
up,
love you
Ashley?
to go ahead and introduce yourself and you know, tell us about what you do in the bully community, and then yeah, we'll go ahead and jump right into recapping the
Man,
event that was
you
ABKC Nationals.
know what, man? It's really hard to reintroduce myself for the 15th time, but I'm Bully the Kid, man. It's real simple. Christopher James, author, MC, ABKC, chief spokesperson now. I just got that title this weekend. So it was Dave promoted me to ABKC chief spokesperson. And
Is that official? Is that official?
that is an official title for me, ABKC chief.
It's amazing. Congratulations.
I'd rather be congratulated once the salary kicks in. We're still in negotiations, so about what I'm going to pay.
I love that.
When I go on the news, that's what I'm introduced as ABKC chief spokesperson, whatever that means. So, yeah, it's been real. It's been real. What's up, Rolando Mata, man? Rolando Mata's here. It's always good to see you.
I saw that.
Yeah. Really, there's no need to congratulate me. I've been doing this for free for about 15 years. So, thanks.
Without further ado, he has literally launched this.
Yo, the book is still coming out. I have an editor that, you know, when you're a writer, everyone tells you how great you are, especially when you write on Facebook. It's very easy because most people don't write well. So everyone tells you how great you are. But when you have an editor, she does not quite love me as much. And she basically told me my book was not ready to be released. So today we had a 2-hour meeting where we went over and they pick apart chapter after chapter and
Hey, your volume.
Yeah, I can't.
My volume went out.
There you go.
The microphone.
It's because you don't have that big mic. That's 100% what it is.
I don't have my microphone tonight.
I knew
In
it.
fact, I look like I look like a floating head with this background. I just look like a chocolate milk dud floating because it's so dark behind me. I should really probably put like a white sheet or something because I really feel like a floating head right now. I really just feel like a chocolate head is floating.
Oh, wow. And now I can't unsee it.
You can't unsee it. I mean,
I can't unsee
clearly
it.
have on a black shirt.
Oh my
Let
God.
me keep the logo closer.
Yeah.
So I just saw
There we
myself.
go.
It looked like I was floating, like called Ghostbusters, like I was decapitated.
Oh my goodness. So like a really
my
bad music
gosh.
video. How scary.
I love it. But hey, you were the MC of this year's Nationals, which you were the MC of last year's Nationals, the MC of multiple shows, the MCs of, and you went on national coverage right before. I love what you're doing for ABKC. This year's Nationals, how was the vibe? Like, let's break it down. How was ABKC Nationals?
Okay, so I wasn't the MC last year. Last year was the first year I missed since 2009.
Right.
Okay.
I was with my mother, so I wasn't able to do it last year. This is the first time I ever have missed it. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, my boy just hit me with, I do not need to have a white sheet as a black man in the South. You're 100% right. I'll leave the white sheet for other people. I'm gonna leave other people. He's 100% right. But no, so you know what, man? I told Amanda when I saw her at Nationals, first of all, big ups to be out there, Amanda. You know, I like to keep everything 100%, you know, and ABKC,
Absolutely.
the ABKC is to me King Registry. I love ABKC. Obviously there's things we can do to make it better, and this year's Nationals is no different. I think that this year let us know that we need to work harder, in my opinion, on promoting this remarkable event. We need to get more general public in. We need to get more of the top breeders out. We need to get people off of Facebook and into the show ring. That's very, very important for this community. And if we don't do that, that's going to be better. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, I think that we have diehard show people that show regardless of where we could have a show in Antarctica. They're going to show up. You know what I'm saying? They show dogs every weekend all over the world. But we want to get the people that, you know, they might only go to 1 or 2 shows a year. If you only go to 1 or 2 shows a year, we want Nationals to be one of those shows. So that's what we have to do. So,
so you said that during the live. You said that during your live of Nationals. So what could we do as a community to make that take place? For people to really make that one show a year that we go out to?
I think make people more inclusive. I think promoting from a longer period out. I think switching it up, going to a different location is something that I'm pushing for. I think we have a media presence. I think we have an ability to reach out to companies. We are $1 million company. There's no reason that we don't have endorsement deals and things like that. We should be pursuing companies as big as Nike and Toyota because we literally are their clientele. And when people talk about the pet industry, it's $1 billion industry. And our people in the bully world, we pack a punch when it comes to the economy. So if we're going to Houston, it's important that Houston knows we're bringing a lot of money to their city that year. If we go to Atlanta, we're bringing a lot of money. We're not using our buying power correctly. So as an ABKC chief spokesperson now, I want to make sure that we do that. We want to make sure that
unofficial or official?
Here you just hit the ground running, sir. You just hit the ground running. I get here for it. I think it's great.
But really, it's about getting that excitement back. It's about making people feel the party. The ABKC is not the AKC. It is a party. It is a celebration of a breed that wasn't supposed to be celebrated. So it's important that we get back to that celebration aspect. That doesn't necessarily mean that we do things like fun show things. It just means that we celebrate our breed and we celebrate the community and the people. So it starts as a party on Friday night and it goes all the way to Sunday morning. And I think that this year was just the last year that Nationals is going to be the way that it was. I think we have a great job of celebrating the biggest dogs in the community. I think that Nationals, when the winner is announced, you can look on your Facebook feeds today and see there is nothing else being talked about except the winner of Nationals, good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't matter. It is the #1 thing talked about in the American bully community. There is no other registry that can talk about their national winner like the ABKC Nationals.
There we go. I love that. And we're going to get into that. But if you could have one place where ABKC Nationals would be, I want to know where it would be for you to bring out the best crowd for that, like you're talking about.
It would be Peachtree City, Georgia, because I live here and I could walk. But no, it wouldn't. It would not be Peachtree City, Georgia. You know what, man? I think ABKC Nationals Atlanta shows have been great.
Yeah.
I think Houston shows have been great. But I would love a city like Nashville to host Nationals. I would love, I won Nationals in New York, in New Jersey. It was phenomenal. I think a Florida Nationals is a couple of years away. We got to rebuild the crowds to have one in Florida, in my opinion.
The Northeast.
But I think that Nashville is a city that I have a lot of fun in. I think Charlotte is something that's different. I think that I love the Chicago Nationals, but I don't love snow, so I'm not trying to go to Chicago. Indianapolis, Indy is a crazy city. You can party there. There's so many cities in the United States of America that we could have the dog show at. But I think the more we move, the better. I think that even when you talk about Virginia and places like that, it would be phenomenal. But obviously, I think Atlanta is in my top 5. I think Nashville would be also in there. And the other 3, I would just leave up to see what we do. Not that I don't like Houston, not like I don't like Dallas, I do. Someone said Alabama, man. I really try to get through Alabama in the 2 hours it takes to drive across the state. So no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Atlanta would be a good spot.
For real, for sure.
That's definitely a live city, man. They probably get a lot of attention just from the locals that are not even dog people trying to come in Atlanta.
Yeah, there's this, I'll say this. Atlanta is a pet city. It's a dog city. So, of course, obviously the Georgia Bulldogs and things like that, but they welcome dog activity. So if we come to Atlanta, we're going to be able to really, really, really branch out and get people. Every Nationals in the city of Atlanta has been successful. So I hope that it's on the table. But I think that it's time to just switch it up a little bit and get people back out.
Absolutely. And as a spokesperson for ABKC,
No, Chief ABKC spokesperson.
Damn.
Not A,
I
D.
B.
I would
D.
apologize, but I'm not going to. So, as you said, whatever title you gave yourself,
No, it's officially on television program. But continue.
Don't let him bait you, man. Don't
You know what? No, you know what? I was such a fan growing up of the Peanuts. So the fact that Charlie Brown is interviewing me has always been a dream of mine. Continue, Charlie.
I love you.
Hey, look,
Love you.
I
I
missed a
love
little
you,
bit of
man.
this in the beginning. I got a puppy here that I don't know what her deal is, but she's still licking the floor, and there's nothing on the floor, and she's just licking the floor. So we put her in the kennel, and then she's licking the floor in the kennel, and now I put her on the little bed. She's licking the floor in the bed. I don't know what's going on with her, man.
Yeah, I try
I'm
to wipe
yelling at
all that
her.
up after I have those activities. I normally wipe up with a sock or a rag, so that keeps the dogs from licking all that
That's
stuff.
right. That's right. That's the
Put some
type of
peanut
stuff
butter
that
on her
goes on
bottom
in the
lip.
dog kennel, I guess.
But hey, Bully Kid, CEO. I'm not going to say your title. I'm going to botch it.
Chief
This year,
ABKC spokesperson.
like you said, introduce you. This year's Nationals.
Yes.
How was it judged? Let's break it down.
You know, I think first of all, I got to give a big shout out to John Surtazer. John Surtazer
There we go.
is one of the most respected judges,
Absolutely.
in my opinion, in the breed. I've known John since I when I got involved in 2008. John was already here. John was an absolute legend in this breed. A lot of people don't know because John is very humble. He doesn't really speak about all of his accolades,
I agree.
everything he's done.
Very humble.
When this breed was when BSL existed, a lot of people don't know what BSL, breed specific legislation. John was one of the people on the front lines fighting against BSL to keep these dogs around. He was one of those judges that never fought to be in the forefront. He never wanted to be just an ABKC judge. He prided himself on being a breeder. I've seen him grow over time and become a better and better and better judge. A large part of that I normally give credit to his wife, Kira, because Kira is one of the most knowledgeable, professional people I've seen in dogs with her AKC background. So I think it was judged fairly. I think that there were things that happened at this Nationals that had never happened before. I think the biggest thing for me was John wicketing in the grand class. I think that this was something that's very important, and the fact that he was willing to do it and had the balls to do that, I thought said a lot about his judging credentials. So I like that
So
about
he
the
wicked. I didn't see that. So he wicketed in the grand class.
He did.
Yes.
He
Yes. And so
wicketed. They wicketed in a few classes actually.
yes,
I did.
I did see that for the
Yeah, because they
greyhound.
had what was it? Not showed in the pocket class, and then they
No,
put the
yeah.
wicket
So
on him, and he was too tall, so they moved him to
yeah,
the standard class.
yeah. So
But
Rock,
not as a grand champion, correct?
He is.
Knox is a grand champion. So you had Knox, you had Rock, and you had Romeo.
Mm-hmm.
There was, I swear there was a fourth, but I know for a fact that those three, they were ones that they arrived in the ring for a grand champion pocket and were wicketed and sent away. Now here's the reason I kind of feel like that was an accident. It wasn't intentional. When they went over the intercom to get people to come in, they said grand champion class. So everyone just starts like going towards that loading area in between the ring. Someone's echoing. Somebody's
I
audio
don't
is
know who
echoing.
it is. Is it a me?
I'm not
It
sure.
could be me. It could also be what you're hearing is a Doberman screaming in the background because
He better not.
he's locked up right now. So
It's
he's
Is that
it's
your he better not dog?
Is
As far as
it still
his
echoing?
his
he
vet
is.
budget?
He
I
is.
hear what you're saying, Amanda. It wasn't as much that four people were trying to get in the wrong ring and show their dog in a class it didn't belong in necessarily. It was a
Yeah, I
misunderstanding with the way they
think
announced
they
it.
just didn't know that was just pockets. Like they heard grand champion class and they're like, let's go. You know, they're excited, so they went in the ring. Here, 1 second. Let me try to.
Yeah, let me know who it is.
I think it is you, Amanda.
I think it's Christopher. My vote's towards Christopher.
It definitely is not me.
My vote is my vote.
Clearly, I
You're
think it's
voting
the
your
echo
vote.
coming off
I'm
that
just saying.
forehead. Sometimes my voice reverberates off people's foreheads. That'll,
Reverb. They call that reverb.
Let's
yeah, that's what's happening.
mute but Caleb, and then Caleb, you say something, see if it still does it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, somebody
Christopher,
just said,
mute.
hold on, someone just said to me that I kept calling the
Christopher,
Grand
mute.
Champions.
Please, Christopher, mute. I don't see. All right. Does anyone hear me? Like, Christopher, your Eagles suck. Hey, I don't know why you got the black background tonight. I don't know what you're doing, but man,
All right, I'm back. Okay, I just wanted to let you guys know.
You
It
have a
is
lot of balls when everyone else is on mute, sir.
it is your
He
phone.
does,
It
yeah.
is your phone, sir.
Who is it? My
Yeah.
phone?
I think it. Yeah,
Whoa, hold on.
Whoa, me or Chris?
that's the
No,
difference.
it's Chris.
Chris.
All right,
Is it better now or no? Is it better now?
Yeah, I think so.
Chris. I
Can
told you.
Well, I'm not saying
anybody hear
anything.
an
Is it
echo
better
anymore?
now?
I don't know what you could have done to change it like that, but yeah, it doesn't seem to be doing it.
Yeah.
He took
Well,
off the
mostly
echo
I
off the
just
phone.
blocked out
I
that
appreciate it,
little
Chris.
lower right left corner there, and everything works
That's
better.
okay. That happens to him all the time. He's used to it at this juncture.
Continue. Yeah, so you know what? I kept calling the Grand Champions. It was a long day, so yeah.
It was that velvet suit. Like I
All
walked up,
right, hey, so
I
back.
walked up and he had this velvet suit, and I rubbed on it, and I was just like, "What is that velvet?" And he just looked at me. He just looked,
You look
like,
sharp,
really,
man.
woman?
You did your
Really?
thing.
Hey, you
Thank
did.
you. It was a little snug, but it was all right.
You look sharp.
You complained about it making you feel like really, really warm. So I started worrying about you for a hot second there, because like when you started to, like for example, when you were calling the champion class, I was just like, somebody get that jacket off that man. That poor dude's probably. Somebody get the cool down kit. This guy's toast.
First
You
of all,
had to be getting hot. I know
Amanda,
I was hot. Shit.
I'm really not feeling like a guest. There's a lot of shots being fired at me. I'm a guest here,
Yes.
but
You're.
clearly,
It's
We
like your
love
fourth
you.
time. You're
I
not a
was
guest
worried. I
anymore.
was
You're family.
genuinely worried
It's
that you were
okay.
too warm in that suit, which was slick, by the way. It looks great.
Look sharp, buddy. That's
thank you.
for
I
sure.
You
appreciate
did,
the love
yeah.
from Amanda. Okay, guys. So what's the next question? Get to the next question. I have other things to do. Really, I mean,
So much. Oh man. Oh, it's been too long. But
How did
but
you
I have
yeah.
a
feel
question.
So
how did you feel about the alternative show?
There we go.
What's being said
There we go.
amongst the
All right. See,
the
y'all want me to be 100% real here, so I'm going to be
Let's
real.
yes, of course.
dive
That's why
into
you're
it. Let's
here.
dive into it.
You know,
Let's
let's
go.
do
the
that.
showcase was supposed to be presented in a way to see if there was enough interest in these other classes. This is the way I took
Yes.
it.
Yes, yes.
If it was
Yes.
Merle, we wanted to see what the Merles look like. If
Mhm.
it was micro, we wanted to see what not micro, I apologize, the minis. We wanted to see what they look like. I personally was disappointed because there wasn't enough dogs to make a decision.
There we go.
So
Kill
if you wanted to showcase these breeds and you really were a Merle breeder and you really wanted to showcase that, you failed because there was only 3 dogs there. Not saying those dogs were bad, but what I'm saying is it wasn't enough of a sample size for me to get behind the fact that these dogs warranted the platform that we had. When it comes to the smaller pockets, there were not enough there. There was one I really liked, actually, that there was a couple. Shout out to my man Hans. He had a really cute dog
Yeah, he
there.
did.
Yes. Grand
Reign
But
champion.
champion,
but
little
again,
Debbie. That
Yes.
there was only 3 or 4 there. That's not a big enough sample size for
Yeah.
me to look
I
at
agree.
that and say that it
Understood.
warrants the attention
Understood.
that we were giving it at this venue.
Were they?
That's not
You
to knock any of those breeders. That's not to say anything bad
you
about
feel
them.
yeah.
like they
It was just that
advertised
there
it
wasn't
good,
enough.
Chris?
Oh,
You
oh,
feel like
oh,
they yeah,
oh.
because it wasn't that they didn't advertise it. I guess people just. I know a lot
They
of people are wanting to do that, but you couldn't tell it if you were there because like you
it,
said, there wasn't a lot of
I
people
agree.
in it.
exactly. So if I were to say, let's say that was an opportunity to break open that boundary, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
and show that there's a passionate crowd, it failed, in my opinion. That's just my
They should
opinion.
have been
Um,
lined up around the block, man, because I'll tell you what, it may have been just the big show and people being nervous about being there. I don't know what it was, but I know there is a lot of community in those departments
Yes.
in this bully
oh,
community.
100%. I'm not saying that there's not.
Yeah,
I'm
and
just
I don't
saying
know
that,
where they was at. That's for
yeah,
Right,
sure.
they
they did
just didn't
not.
show up.
They
Like
didn't
you're
come.
handed this opportunity, and the first thing they think of is, oh, it's a trap or something. I have no idea, but
Yeah.
the fact that you know, so there were some people that I really wanted to see there with the dogs that I know would have been exceptional
Missed
representations
the
of those
opportunity.
varieties, and they
Like,
weren't
let me put it
there.
this way: if the AKC were to say we want to do a specialty show with the American Bully, and we want to see what this breed is about, there would be 100 to 200 American Bullies flocking to do that at
Yep,
Westminster. At Westminster, I have no desire to go AKC, to be honest with you. I have no desire to do it.
they have their
But
thing.
if there were people that said I want to see the American Bully, we would show up in droves because we have that many dogs, we have that many people.
Yes.
But we opened the doors. It didn't happen. It's not a knock on those dogs. It's just that we didn't see enough. There were, I think, 9 dogs in the showcase. So for me, I'm glad that we gave that opportunity. And for the extreme dogs, it was just, to me, these dogs already show here. You know what I'm saying? So you had Jack there, who obviously had a great weekend. You had King Kong there, who had
Yeah.
placed at Nationals under Lou Manapon. I would say the name wrong. Manapon. He placed under him 2 years ago.
Mhm.
He placed in the show. And you had Ox. Ox is also a dog that has placed. So for me, it wasn't something that I thought, like, you know, the extremes were rare because those dogs had already placed in ABKC shows. So it wasn't anything like that. But you know, I hope in the future we get to see more of these dogs. I do appreciate the people that did support the Merles and came out. Natalia, she was out there. I think she won with her standard size dog. She was super pumped up, super excited to represent that.
Natalia Issa, House of Issa, shout out.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think,
shout out to
yeah, there was
Pat.
an XL that was there too. Yeah. No, I
That
think actually
dog
Full
the
of
was
XL
smiles
might
all
have
the
been.
time, and there's no knock on her. I hope that she keeps pushing.
Mhm.
that Merle
But
dog was a good looking dog.
Yeah,
it was a
Palace,
solid
I
dog.
think is
But
his name. Palace was her.
Palace, that is his
yeah,
name.
but
She showed me
overall,
that.
if people ask me what my opinion of the showcase was, it was it didn't warrant to me the space that it took up, and that was it. That's
Yeah.
me.
I agree with that
I
100%.
respect that.
I think the concept of doing it was a good idea. I think it was time for that. I think maybe at some point they need to take another shot at it, but
Oh, of course.
I can't understand why more people didn't show out. Like you said, I agree with that 100% because
Yeah.
they had an opportunity to be seen. They had an opportunity to be in the big show, and they should have been overwhelmingly there. I wonder if people realize how important it was just to show up in that particular scenario.
Oh yeah. I
It
think
wasn't even about the
Yes.
dogs. It was about
Oh, I
having
see.
people there, about having the dogs there, and saying like, okay, we got a bunch of these dogs, we got a bunch of these fans, we got
oh yeah.
they needed that and
Yeah,
didn't
that
do
would
it.
be
So
me. That would be me. So if it was a question of are we going to open it back up to me, that would be tabled for the rest of the year. That would be my opinion. If Dave asked me as Caleb, the chief ABKC spokesperson, I would table that discussion for the year. I would not revisit it again for 2025. If that was their goal, I would not revisit it. I would wait until it
And
came back. So that would be it.
and I kind of feel like that, and I kind of feel like that's fair because just like you said, they were given an opportunity, this once in a lifetime
There
opportunity
we
to
go.
show the
Yes.
community what they have and to give them the bolster of like look what this can actually give to the breed itself. Look what this can contribute. Look what we've been doing. Y'all had no idea. Now you do, right? They had that opportunity and they didn't show up. So
Yeah,
Furman
yeah.
Broom
the
had
reality,
a good point. He said Houston is right in the middle.
yeah,
So a lot of people
There we go.
a lot of
Exactly.
people
That's the whole
there,
travel.
mindset behind it.
there were people there from Florida, California, Canada. I mean, come
Why
on.
did
I
you
mean,
say
there was
Canada like
Russians
that?
sitting next to me at one point.
Why
Russians.
did
That's
you
a
why did
that's
you
a
say
Kansas
Canada
thing.
like that?
That's a Kansas thing. I don't.
Like you
There's
said, like
speeches.
Canada. Like
Well,
Canada is
it's,
literally right
it's
above us.
international because we have
We
people
we
coming
have
there
Hey,
from all of their
Carl.
we have
countries.
people
This is
from
big.
Russia, and you chose Canada. We have people from the Philippines, and you
Well,
chose
mainly because Problem Child,
Keeping your
Grand Champion
mask
Problem
on.
Child is from
Canada.
Canada, and I was a real big fan. Okay, so that's
Problem
why I put an
Child is not
emphasis
even
on
from
Canada.
Canada. Problem Child came all the way from Europe. This is
Oh
But
what
I'm
my
happens
saying
when we
she
get
showed,
God.
people.
yeah, she,
This is what happens when we get people from Kansas to show geography is not your thing.
Exactly. Anything out of their city is like Canada.
Anything, anything out of Kansas is Canada.
That was the biggest eye roll I've ever seen in my whole life. Amanda rolled her
Canada.
eyes like around the planet.
Yeah, there was
All right,
a lot
so
of Spanish-speaking
Bully,
Canadians there.
I got a question. So, all right, 2025 going around Nationals. On your live, you said, you know, there's things that we could have done better and things like that. Like, I want to know if Bully the Kid, CEO, CFFO, I don't know what your title is. I'm not listening to you.
Chief ABKC spokesperson.
So if it was your show to host, which God forbid, where would it be and how would it be presented?
Well, see,
How could it be
since you asked me
presented?
this question earlier, and I'm just assuming that your mother, womp, 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 Charlie Brown was talking, I already told you. It would be Atlanta. I told you, for me, it would be Atlanta. Were you
How would it be
listening?
how would it be presented more so the community really knows that it's taking place?
This is a good question.
I don't know who's laughing, but I don't appreciate that.
How would it be presented better? You know, number one thing I would say about Nationals is we know it's coming, so we don't need to always act like it's a surprise in June. I think that once we know if it's January, February, March, I personally like the idea of announcing this as soon as Nationals is over. There's no reason to wait to me. We had Nationals 2 days ago. I would love to ride the wave a little more and say next year, 2025,
Right now.
have James Cooper release the flyer,
Yeah.
have the city it's going to be at so people can already know that that's the next Nationals. Let them get excited and start building. It doesn't matter. There's going to be a lot of big shows. You know, I throw Marathon in Atlanta. Tone throws Jacksonville. There's California shows. There's Michiana now. There's Labor Day show. It doesn't matter. We all know those shows are coming. There's no need to act like the Nationals is a surprise.
There we go.
So
Yes, sir.
I think we announced the cities earlier, what city it's going to be in. I personally don't mind having it involved in the community. Hey, these are our 4 cities. Where would y'all like to see Nationals? Let's have an ongoing poll, getting people involved with it, and then announcing it in March or February or something like that. It's not that we don't do it. It's just normally the people that put on National, shout out to Regina, Dave Wilson, Deanna, they're really exhausted after Nationals. It's a big production. So when Nationals is done, everybody kind of like takes a deep breath and wants to breathe and look at the money that we spent to throw this event. So I think for me personally, that's something that we can look at, announcing it a little earlier. I think getting involved with the city a little earlier would be good. Reaching out to the kennels that have helped put whatever city it is on the map, having them involved because this is their hometown. When we come to Atlanta, for instance, of course, we have Errol Bodden, Rolando Mata, Rodrigo Silva, who Doug was one of the first ever ABKC champions. You have myself in Atlanta, Rachel Ogletree. There was a franchise in Atlanta. So there's a lot of things here that we could go to. Molly Fuchs is here. So we go out to those kennels and say, hey, we want to celebrate your city. What are you going to do about it? And let people know that that's what we're going to do. So that's kind of where it is for me, is like promoting it that way.
Bully, you say some beautiful things on Facebook. Like on live, you say some crazy things, but on Facebook, like you are a beautiful writer. And what you're architecting right now, like really showcasing going forward, I love it. A lot of times we disagree, but right now I am 100% with you. Like I love that. Let's really showcase what the breed can bring to these cities and really showcase that, get excited about it.
Yeah.
Like June Williams, like to mention names, like how he really gets hotels involved, how he really gets people involved to really come out to those shows where it shows the money that it's going to impact those areas. Because that's the biggest thing is the money that's going to bring to, look at Deion Sanders at Colorado, and not to get off the subject, but I'm saying, like, you know, in the same realm of things, we're bringing that to Houston. Dave Wilson, like, man, respect, complete respect to you. Chris, like, I love you, my boy. Like, I love what y'all are doing. Like, ABKC is really putting on for the community, and I love what you're saying right now, and I really want to showcase that. Because you're talking about really showing the impact financially of what it can bring to a city.
Oh, 100%. I mean, I think
because
that
it can.
Yeah, the economic boom that we bring to cities in general is huge. I mean, you can talk to a Tractor Supply that is catering to breeders; they make more money. You can talk to dog food companies when it comes to the American Bully breed and how much money we make. That's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? So when we come into a city, and you can tell people that you have people from, like Amanda said, Canada, but also Europe and Russia and Asia. I mean, I sat at a table with somebody from Italy, someone from the Philippines, someone from Canada, someone from
Canada.
America, Peru. We have people worldwide, so we are global. We want to show the cities that these people are coming
Yes, there
from
we
all
go.
over
There we
because
go.
that's impactful. The ABKC, when I tell people all the time, it's one of those things where I don't really get involved in drama. There's really no need or no time for
Yeah.
me to do that. But I tell people all the time, if you think that the ABKC has fallen off, all you have to do is look at a news feed. Everyone knows who the ABKC national winner is.
Yes.
It doesn't
There we
matter if
go.
you agree or not. That's the biggest talk of the town.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you
It's
something, Chris.
yo,
Would
go
you
ahead.
would you would you think that maybe you could find? I mean, it could be centrally located, but like maybe they need to do a nationals in each quadrant of the United States. You know, like the north, south, east, and west, to let some years we drive further, some years somebody else drives further, but to kind of
Well,
share the burden of that drive.
that's the history. That's the way Nationals was.
Yeah.
So Nationals originally, the first Nationals ever was in Detroit. The following year, Nationals was in Los Angeles. The following year, it was in San Bernardino and stayed in California. In 2010, we went to Atlanta. 2011, we went back to Vegas. 2012, we went to Dallas. 2013, we went to New York. 2014, we were back in Atlanta. 2015, we went to San Francisco. 2016, we went to New Orleans. 2017, I believe we went to Louisville, or then 2018 Chicago. So when we were moving around like that, people were super excited
Yeah.
to continue
Yeah.
to follow the show. Like you just said, what you just presented is the way Nationals was. Now we have to look at the economic portion of this.
There we go.
Houston
Yes,
was
exactly.
overly welcoming to our
There
breed.
we go.
There are cities that will put a lot of insurance premiums on us. There were cities that were not welcoming to the American bully. There were places that really, Chicago, for instance, I'll put it out there. Chicago was a great Nationals. It was at Navy Pier. Navy Pier is a historic venue. Our people didn't clean up at Navy Pier, and Navy Pier did not want us back.
There we
So
go.
when we came to Houston, they were so welcoming. They were willing to do 3, 4, 5 year contract. Like, we want your business.
Yeah.
We want your people. We want your dogs. We want you here. That's tremendous when you're an American bully.
Yes.
At the time, you
I
had
agree.
airlines banning American bullies. You had cities banning American bullies. So when Houston's so welcoming, you're going to love that city. I'll always have
I had
respect
that
for
same
Houston
issue
for welcoming us.
in Arkansas. I was looking
Oh
for
yeah.
places to host a show here where I'm at. That's where I'm at, Arkansas, and
Mhm.
there's a huge expo center probably 20 minutes away from me, and it's a good. I think it's 40,000 square feet, and they're
Yeah.
doing. It's the one ABKC's doing a show at in April.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
But
Oh,
but
JJ Stelling and them are throwing a
so
show.
I don't know how they even got in touch. Listen, I spent months just getting somebody on the phone down there. Finally got somebody on the phone to put me on the phone. Somebody else put me, and I said, listen, let me come down there and talk to somebody. And I went down there, and the guy said they had hosted a dog show there at one time, and they left it a mess. They'll never do it again. Period. And I
Oh
said,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, look, how about if we like double the deposit or something like that, or just come up with a number you're
Mhm.
comfortable with and let's make this happen.
Yeah,
And they were
money.
like, absolutely not. We're not doing it. End of story. And I was like, all right. So, but now they're having one there. So, I mean, I was friendly with the guy. I just offered more money
They
than
didn't like you. They didn't like you.
No,
If
I
they're
mean,
doing it to
what you're
someone
saying
else,
is
they're not
Definitely
doing
we
it
that.
had
to
that
you.
same issue.
I
We've
don't
had that
really,
same
I don't
issue.
really bump into that type of thing, though, Caleb, where people just shoot me down because they don't like
I'm
me.
joking.
I
I'm
don't,
joking. I'm
Oh
joking.
no,
but
I'll be honest. We
But
had that
no,
same issue.
it sucks though. Like when we leave an impact like that, like what y'all are saying right now, like it is us as a community to make sure that we showcase
Caleb,
this breed.
Caleb. I am the
I'm
guest.
listening. I'm
You
listening.
are just the background music. So
You're right.
anytime I start
You are.
talking, you have to stop because I'm the guest. I'm the superstar.
I said you're correct. I'm not gonna say it one more time. Like you can go on.
You know what? I'm not even on the same page with you. I'm completely flustered now. My whole point was you were right, bro. It happens to us. Caleb is just wanting to talk. Are you trying to come into 2025 and get an endorsement deal? What's going on? What's
I
going
don't
on?
know what we got to do, man, to make that type of thing, not
What we
happen
need to do is
at
get
all.
Caleb to
Like,
iron
not,
his Nike
he's
t-shirt.
like, what can we do to totally prevent that?
First of
Oh,
Oh
all,
my God.
what we need to do to prevent it is when I come on the show, Caleb, I need you to dress up. Don't wear the same Nike t-shirt that you slept in the night before. I need you to understand that Bully the Kid is showing up, and this is a special moment for the community.
This is exactly why I wore this.
I'm wondering why
But
your
hey,
wife don't even let you come out of the basement. That's what I want to know.
hey, but real
Anyway,
talk, before Bully get off the subject, man, Dave Wilson has the hardest job in the bully community. Like literally,
what,
every
collecting money?
dog, no,
Okay.
every dog leaves there mad besides one dog with nationals. Let's get to
Why,
nationals. The
why,
national
why is that
winner.
hard for Dave Wilson? Dave Wilson is not the judge.
Because everything reflects on him and everything goes back to him. Like, and that's a terrible thing. That's the stature that he has.
Dave Wilson
And that's all
gets to
respect
walk around and say,
to it.
congratulations, I'm glad you won, and then walk around and say, damn,
Exactly.
I'm sorry you didn't win.
But everything falls under him. Every complaint's going to go to him. Every like complaint is going to be magnified more than a
Right,
compliment. So
right.
with the
This is true.
national winner this year, let's break down. How do you feel about the national winner, and how do you feel about the future of the ABKC?
Well, number one, man, and I'm writing an article, and I'm gonna, I haven't put it out yet because I knew I was coming on here tonight. And basically, I want people to understand that the American bully has always been on a scale, and I see all the posts about the national winner being, oh, the ABKC is going the wrong direction. This dog is so big. This is what they want us to breed now. What people forget is that earlier in the day, just merely hours before, the number one dog in the world in the ABKC was Knock. Knock and Jack are about as far apart on the scale as possible. So when people say that we're suddenly wanting everyone to breed to Jack, it's odd to me because the number one dog in the world was Knock, who we just honored literally hours before as the top dog. So why are people not saying, man, the American Bully Kennel Club is pushing us to breed dogs like Knock? He's the number one dog in the world. No one's saying that. Everyone's saying because Jack won nationals, which is one show, one day, under one
There we
judge,
go.
that we're suddenly changing because he won. This is ridiculous. The ABKC literally honored Knock at noon and honored Jack at 7:30 p.m. and suddenly the whole world fell on its head because now we're saying this is the dog. That dog was
I
honored
agree
just
with
as well.
that, Chris. I'll tell you, man, I was right there. I was there for the whole thing. Jack showed out. That's all. I mean, listen, I had a favorite there that night. It wasn't Jack. I'm not
Jack
saying
was
that
not my
Jack.
favorite.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying, yeah, he wasn't mine, but I can't take nothing from him. He
No.
showed up. He showed out. And what a lot of people didn't realize when they were showing the cooling blankets and the fans act like, oh, this dog can't even breathe. That dog did 3 shows back to
There we
back.
go. There we
Back
go.
That,
Look,
to
man,
back. They
I'm
took
gonna
him.
tell you
this
this.
is a
He
touchy
The
just
whole
kept
thing.
subject
going
for
in and
me
winning.
because I was right there.
Effortlessly is the movement in American Bully the standard.
That's right.
Effortlessly,
He
Chris.
I want.
did 3 back to back, man, and finished them all. And if they wouldn't have been putting them blankets and fans on him, they'd have been saying they've been cruel to the dog and putting him through all this and not
There
taking
we
care
go.
of him.
Look, I'm
Yes.
gonna
Now,
say this. To
here's
me,
some. Go ahead.
oh, I'm sorry. To me, the whole point of nationals is there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a lot of losers. At the end of the day, there's only one dog that won.
Yeah,
The
and
winners of the
congratulations to him.
Yeah, but
Yes.
the winner of nationals is always the community. The winner of nationals is always the breed as a whole. And when you lose track of that, you get caught up in what dog won. I'm going to tell you now, and this is me probably being more annoyed than I need to be. And I know some people have a lot of comments here, but I'm going to say this. I've been around for a long time. I've seen a lot of different dogs win.
Oh,
Legendary dogs like Hef, Kamali, Shifu won, Clydesdale won, Sweet and Low won, Bear won, Blue won.
there we go.
Yeah.
None of these dogs changed the breed in this way that shook them up. I'm telling you, if you want to know dogs that changed the American Bully, those are dogs like Dax.
Yes.
Dax,
The crop.
Dax
Yeah.
changed the American Bully. You want to know what Dax never won? Nationals. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's always good when the dog that wins is popular. Because I've seen dogs walk in like Little Rock that no one remembers from 2009 in San Bernardino and did not get any clout. He was from Hawaii. He didn't get any breedings. I've seen dogs like Bear who were tremendously successful show dogs, but were not bred at a rapid pace. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
This knee-jerk reaction of nationals just happened and now everybody is changing their
Yes.
breeding program to try to produce jacks is
Right.
ridiculous. And it's so
Nobody's
ridiculous. I
panicked.
want people to understand how many bears do we have running around? How many blues do we have running around? How many Samsons do we have running
There
around?
we go.
How many
Absolutely, man.
buses do we have running around? All these dogs have won nationals, but there's not a plethora of them suddenly changing the breed. You know what? celebrate you this day. Congratulations on the win. I hope you can come back and do it back to back. But the impact that's made by our national winner is one of history. It's like, hey, this moment belonged to that dog. Congratulations, kudos.
Exactly. There we
I
go.
I'm
agree.
already
I
going
agree
on
with
to
that
2025.
100%,
I'm gonna
man.
I'm gonna celebrate it. But when people talk about it, what's happened is we have changed our dialogue. Let me tell people something, just to give y'all a little history. The first, I don't know how many nationals up until 2019, I want to say, every time there was a number one dog since 2012, the national winner was somebody else. And then Bear came, and Bear won number one in nationals. Then Blue came, number one in nationals. Zero, number one in nationals. What's the other one? Hangman, number one in nationals. What happened this year is more normal than
Underdog.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Knock
He
was
was
number one.
conceivably what would be an underdog. He wasn't top 10.
Yeah, number one was Knock.
Mm-hmm.
National winner was someone else. I see a comment from my boy. Ooh, I went off because I never. Dave shouldn't say to breed towards national winners is what we breeders should strive for to better the breed. Listen, we should strive for to breed towards our grand champions. Obviously,
I
we should
think it
breed
meant to
towards.
say they. It said
Oh,
they, but I think it was supposed to be they.
okay, they. It doesn't matter. We should be breeding
Yeah.
towards the standard.
I think it is.
When people start
Absolutely.
breeding towards a dog,
Mm-hmm.
you lack the knowledge, desire to interpret a standard.
Yeah.
I've never bred towards a dog because my ego's too big. So for me to want to breed to a dog that look like your dog, I'll make a dog better than your dog.
There we
I'm not
go.
trying to
There we
breed
go.
a dog. Like this mentality is so
Mm-hmm.
follower. It's a follower mentality.
Let's
It's
go.
weak-minded breeders. Listen, I don't give a shit. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I'm the chief
No,
ABKC
come.
spokesperson. I don't care what a dog look like. I'm not trying to recreate that dog. I'm trying to make a dog better than him. So all of y'all that see a dog and y'all try to make that dog, y'all the ones that making breeders rich.
Man, I agree with
Because y'all
that.
breed to them dogs trying to make that dog. I'm trying to make better
It's
dogs. If I have to use that dog to make a better dog, then I'll use that dog.
Mm-hmm.
But to try to breed to a dog
right.
goes against trying to
Yeah.
breed
It's
to the standard.
Yeah.
understandable for a stud fees, like obviously a dog wins national, he gonna sell some stud credits, and that's understandable, man.
Man,
But you got all these people that claim to be breeders that now they're redesigning their whole thing, or they say that ABKC is redesigning their whole thing,
Yeah.
or
They're like, I
like
guess I got to
all
breed
that's
more
ridiculous,
jacks. And
man.
I'm like,
listen, man, it's
You
great.
simplistic. It's
you need
simplistic
to know
thinking.
what your program needs, what your program is lacking, when what you're breeding towards, and whoever wins one show or another shouldn't change
Well,
that.
my boy Matthew Belcher said we need to have an outline to breed to. You have an outline.
The
It's called
standard.
the standard.
Free
There we
standards. It's
go.
written.
There we
Listen,
It's
go.
guys,
set.
listen,
You
Have
can
been
Google it.
I love
Come on.
since 2014.
listen,
Come on,
I
Christopher
love our
James.
community so much. I love it. I love that we have dogs that are stars. I love that we have dogs that are legends. I love this. I'm a
Come
big
on.
sports fan. I love Michael Jordan, but everybody that's tried to be Michael Jordan has failed.
There we go.
LeBron James is LeBron James because he wanted to be LeBron James, not
Yes.
Michael Jordan.
Come on.
If
Come
y'all
on.
keep trying to be Michael Jordan, you are going to fail.
Yeah.
Let Michael Jordan be Michael
There
Jordan.
we go.
Right.
Buy his shoes, be a fan, but don't try to be Michael
Yeah.
Jordan. You're
Right.
gonna fail.
My boy.
Even if you're Michael B. Jordan, you still can't be Jordan. Man, I'm so sick with words, man. I promise you. I
Hey,
promise you, I
Well,
can't take it.
you really said something there, Chris, because
yeah.
Yes, you did.
it's the same thing with people. Who can say what a good looking woman or a good looking dude is? It could be anything that works, any series of things. It's
Yeah.
about building something that works.
Because eventually there's gonna be one person that says that's a good looking person. Like Kayla's wife. Yeah, she had been in an accident. She didn't know what she was looking at, but she finally said, that's a good looking dude.
Right,
I
right.
can't stand.
Some
She
respect.
claimed him. You know what I mean? And
Claimed it.
somebody had to do it.
I
Claimed it.
can't
So
Oh,
stand you.
So what I'm
I
saying to
can't
people
stand.
is this, man, and I don't want this to get lost because I normally don't get fired up, but when we are out there and we're looking at winners and losers, I'm not saying don't breed to grand champions. I'm not saying don't breed to champions, but understand if your goal is to recreate that champion, you're already missing it because let me tell you
That's
something.
a fact.
Anytime I've seen a dog that I liked, let's say I like Jack. He ain't my favorite, but let's say I like him. I'm not going to Jack.
There we
I'm
go.
going to Jack's daddy and Jack's mama
There we
because
go.
they
Come
made
on.
Jack. Jack didn't make Jack.
Yeah.
So when people get caught up and they don't want to think deeper in this dog game, we just keep spinning because it's an art. It's an art. So you have to understand this is why breeders are important. I want to know who created that dog. I want to know who
Yes.
did it. We get
Yes.
caught up on we get caught up on who handled the dog. Give a fuck who handled the dog.
Yes. Come
I'm
on.
trying to make a better dog.
Yeah.
So this is where it's so important that we think outside the box and we accept our national winners and celebrate them because they accomplished a feat that we want to accomplish. Michael Jordan won a championship. I want to win a championship.
There we go.
I can do that. But if I want to be Michael Jordan, I'm failing.
Be better.
You want to accomplish or
Damn
accomplish
right.
more than what he did. So when I look at Knock was #1 dog in the country. If my goal is to have the #1 dog in the country, that's it. If I look at Migos is a grand champion pocket. I want to be a
Beautiful
grand
dog.
champion
Yeah.
pocket.
Beautiful dog.
Those are
Migos
things
look
you can
good, man.
do. But the moment you want to be Migos, you fail. This is why there's all these registries. They want to
Exactly.
be Dave Wilson.
Thank
Don't
you.
do that.
There
I
we
tell
go.
people all the time, they ask me all the time, they're like, Bully, man, why you support ABKC so tough? You should go to all these other registries, do all this. No disrespect. I want them all to be successful. Terry Huntley is my man. You know what I'm saying? I respect him. I hope that he has mad success. But I'm over here. So what I believe is I'm going to better what I have here. What do I look like if my kitchen is a mess and I go to Caleb's house because he's got a clean kitchen and I still got to come home to my kitchen,
There
but
we
I
go.
complain
Come
about it
on.
every day that it sucks and it's dirty and it's nasty. Clean it up.
Now you
Make it better
talking.
so that Caleb can come to my kitchen and say, damn, it's nice over
Now
here.
y'all know
That's what I
y'all know I've
do.
been hungry all day. Came on the
And we're
show
talking about
eating, man,
kitchen.
and now y'all in the
That
kitchen.
that literally
Yeah, but see,
happened.
the ABKC
Like
is that way. I could sit here and come on this live. I could come on this live and I could say
There we
everything
go.
is perfect.
Come on.
No. I want to renovate my house.
Yeah.
I'm
I like
renovating my
that.
house right
Yeah.
now. So I want to renovate the ABKC. I want to make it better. I want to add an addition on it. I want to
Yeah.
make the upgrade my bathroom, upgrade my kitchen. This is the same thing I'm doing in ABKC. I want to
There we
upgrade
go.
our website. I want to upgrade our judges. I want to upgrade our nationals. I want to upgrade the dogs that represent our company. But too often we get caught up on this Facebook bullshit. You know what I'm saying? The other
There
day
we
I was reading a
go.
post and it was my man Ashton Edwards. Shout out to my boy Ashton. And somebody said, Ashton, you a peon for Bully the Kid, and Bully the Kid is a peon for Dave Wilson. First of all, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you? I don't know you. So I tell Ashton, I never even heard of this dude. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because it doesn't even matter
Yeah.
because you're
Real
gonna have
shit.
people that say negative things.
Yeah.
But it's just
Yes,
like I want
sir.
people to understand from this live. Like when I'm talking about who won nationals, I celebrate them for what they did. I celebrate them for what they accomplished. It's big. Let your heart be
Yeah, they won
full.
the
Love up.
big show.
They did it. Mad respect. I
Yeah.
don't have to
Exactly.
like the dog. I know that
Exactly.
I know
Yes,
John picked that dog because
sir.
that day he thought that was the best dog in the ring.
There
I
we
respect
go.
that
Yes,
every
sir.
day. Now, I can disagree with John and say, man, John, I was really feeling Piggy. You know what I'm saying? I lost $300 because I bet on Piggy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But that's not who you went with.
Send me that money,
And you know,
by the way.
I sit here and I say, easy money.
I did
I
I
said this.
did
I said
an
I did get a
interview with
pig.
him,
I did get a
Chris,
pig.
right there,
We
and
got a pig.
Just joking.
But
Just joking.
I think that what we do as a community is
Yeah.
we get caught up in the actual dogs and not in the accomplishment.
There we
Winning
go.
nationals is a big accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Having people know your dog's name for a minute. Now, what you do with it is important. So then people are like, well, everyone's going to breed to it. Listen, there are people that are in our community that are here to get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? There are people in this community that want to make a name quick. The quickest name you can sell a puppy is go breed to the national winner. Everybody knows him because of the work that we put in the
Yeah.
ABKC
Yeah.
to make it a value.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to discredit the value of that win. That's
There we
where it
go.
is. You know, it's just one of the things. So I love that about it. But I also love the #1 dog. So I'm celebrating Knock for being #1. A lot of people are like, yo, I don't like Knock. And there's other people that love
Yeah.
him. They may win.
Absolutely.
They may go to him. I think that is good. Romeo being in the top 10, all this is important. But I think we too often chase other people's success instead of trying to build our own success. And that's a problem. You know
I
what I'm saying? If
know
you want to be the
I know
next
when I
Bully
start
Kid,
looking at standards, when I start looking at like, okay, where am I going with my program? What am I trying to bring in? What am I trying to do? I'm pulling up the ABKC website and I'm looking at the actual printed standards of our breed. And
Mhm.
and I'm trying
Absolutely.
to get towards that. I'm not looking at any dog. I'm not looking at anybody's kennel. I'm looking at what I've got and what the standard is and what I got to do to get
Yes.
there. That's
Oh,
that's what
that's
I'm looking
There
beautiful.
at.
we go.
That's what I hope you do. I hope more people do that. You have an opportunity in the American Bully to paint with a very wide brush. You have an opportunity to be creative. You have an opportunity to create a dog that will have a ton of fans and followers.
Mhm.
But you have to do that on your
Yeah.
own. You can't set out to chase anyone else. I don't care if it's Grim. I don't care if it's Brim. I don't care if it's Golden Child or it's King Kamali or Blue or Bear. You just
Mhm.
can't do
Seems
it.
like
So
there's just a lot of
pray for
haters
the
out this year, man. And I'm not saying hating on Jack or hating on anybody. It just seems
oh
like
man.
people always got something salty to say. You know, like I congratulate, man. I was there. Everybody had. It was a great show. There was all kind of beautiful dogs.
Very.
I'm an XL breeder. I was a little bit disappointed in the XL class. All in all, I didn't feel like
Yeah.
there was enough XLs to really showcase what our breed is capable of.
There's way better XLs in people's backyards than what came out
I
at the show.
I,
Exactly.
I
That's the
agree
truth.
with that a
I
thousand
agree.
percent. I
Yeah.
was a little
Shout out to the
disappointed.
dude with that white dog that
Caesar
won. I
That
Castillo.
did
young
like that.
Hispanic dude.
Caesar
He was the
Castillo.
male winner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that young Hispanic dude. His I did an interview with him.
Yes.
What's his name?
Caesar
But he had that
You did an
11-month
interview
old
with him.
male that
Don't
was
ask us
piebald
the
male.
name.
Yeah, so that male is Caesar Castillo. That dog's name is Moneybag.
Money bag.
Well,
Yeah, that's
Moneybag
him.
was dope. I liked
He was
him,
a
but
good looking
I've
dog.
seen I've seen some XLs that are phenomenal. I was just at a show previously. I'm trying to remember what show it was that, I forget, but it was a big dog and the XL was looking beautiful. So shout out to
Christopher,
that. But you know what, guys? I want to say
you
something
live in
else too.
Georgia. I
He's
want
in
you to come
Georgia.
to Alabama, and I want you to see our XLs.
First of
I just
all,
want to say that. But I
bro,
will. I will. I
can
will.
you pay your electricity where you have an outside light? Because this is sad. You're trying to be bullied
You have a
again because
black
you're trying to be
background.
Hey,
dark as hell right now.
You have
I
a
Listen,
bet
black
your kitchen
background. But
is
continue.
dirty.
I don't
Continue.
know what his kitchen's like, but this man is clearly got no outside lights.
Continue.
Anyway, dude, I am not talking to you when you look like a Klan member. I need you to step back into the light. Are you about to light a burning cross? What are you doing out there?
I never liked you, by the way.
Good grief. Anyway, guys. So, when it comes to nationals and it comes to all of that, another thing that my girl had said something to me, and I'm gonna write an article about this. She had said somebody was saying make the American bully great again. And she said this to me and it made me think. And I said, whoa. No, she said, when was it great? And I was like, damn, that's a really messed up question. You know what I'm saying? And then I thought about it, and I thought, like, right now, the dogs that we have are actually conformationally really good. You know what I'm saying? However, I think the American Bully was great when we didn't know as much as we know now. See, part of the thing about ignorance is everybody party in ignorance because you don't have anybody saying they're better than you. You know what I'm saying? I used to say this about the Rumble. Well, there's no registry. There's no standards associated with the Rumble. So everybody has a chance because there's not a doctrine to be judged by. It's like just a party. Let's come party. We all gonna go party. You know what I'm saying? Listen, if I threw a house party right now and said no rules, everybody come through, bring your own drink, let's go. Everybody show up. If I say, yo, we're gonna have a party at the school in the gym at 7 p.m. We gotta be out by 11 p.m.
Yeah.
There's no food, there's no outside food or drink, there's no
I'd be like,
alcohol,
what else
there's
do I
a
got
dress
going on tonight?
code. You gotta do this. Guess what's gonna happen? Which party's gonna be bigger? The house party where there's no rules?
Yes.
Or the party that
Yeah.
you gotta come in at
Absolutely.
7, leave at 11, make sure you're dressed appropriately. No, you know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with dogs. When there's
Yeah.
no rules and it's a house
Okay.
party, everybody come. What happened with ABKC is we've kind of scared people and they think that there's all these rules because we have standards. And we have
I
to get
like
back to
that.
saying that, yo, our party's still our party. It's just to be in the big stage, you can do it. You can still celebrate outside the ring, but in the ring, we have to make it
You
where
know,
it's fun.
that's a
That
good
party's going to
point,
be
Chris.
fun.
I do agree with that. I think a lot of people are intimidated by that big
Oh,
show. Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
100%. The analogy is real. Like I tell people sometimes when I make these analogies, it's not to be simplistic. It's so that people can understand and relate to
For
why
perspective.
things are the way that they are. I was not a big fan of the Roaring Twenties thing. First of all, the Roaring Twenties was not good for Black people, so I didn't know why we were celebrating. Okay, but Amanda clearly embraced it and said, "I'm going in there and I'm gonna embrace prohibition, and there ain't gonna be no liquor. She had a bottle of moonshine. She completely embraced it. She
Lord.
came in looking like
Y'all
somebody
got a picture together, by the
bowling
way.
team member.
I will
It
post
was
it.
whipping.
I understand. I just wasn't quite into it. I told Dave, "What's next? Let's party like it's 1889." What am I supposed to come as Harriet Tubman? What are we supposed to do? So next year we are not doing that shit.
Oh
We ain't
my
doing Roaring
God.
Twenties. I
What
promise you that. It's
will be
like I
the theme?
told
What will be
somebody.
the theme? Hit me.
It
What's the
smelled
theme? What's
like
the theme?
old
Oh
woman and
my
cheap liquor in that motherfucker. Like I did not understand the sparkling dresses. It was not. Nope. Not doing it next year.
With the timing.
Y'all don't
As
listen
the
to me.
chief,
You don't
the chief ABKC spokesperson, we gonna do something else. But we're gonna
What
have
do
a
you think?
party, man.
What do you
You know
think?
what? So I want everybody that came out. I have to say this before I go, man. Shout out to all the other breeds. I got to shout out the oldies and the Frenchies and the
Yes.
shorties.
There we
You
go.
know,
Come on.
Good showing.
a lot of things happen at this show. I always tell people to use Nationals as a way to meet people and network. But even more than that, man, just have fun. You're spending money. It's before Christmas. Like, there's no reason to be complaining and all of this other stuff. And a lot of people, if you just sit down and really understand what it is, it's exciting about next year. It's like, wow, this dog won. I want to win next year. Congratulations. We didn't know who was going to win. Who is the judge? Shout out to John Sorteza on the respect it took for him to
There we
get to
go.
that level. Shout out to Pablo for coming over and getting to represent the other breeds. We have to get back to where the rings are surrounded and people can see it. Shout out to the junior handlers. I'm going to say her name wrong. It's Alana, who was the #1 junior handler in the world. I think we did something beautiful for Tone's daughter, Christine.
Yes.
I think it was
She
absolutely
is
amazing
amazing.
to see that. Mike Matroka was the leader for the Veteran Award.
Yep.
That was really big to me. James Abba was honored for his time as a what you call it, as a photographer. What's up, Nicholas Martinez? He's doing an interview with me too, so it's gonna be good. So
Well,
I
we're
enjoy
talking
it
to you
all, man.
next year.
You
We're
know
talking
what's
to you next
missing
year.
from Nationals is I have yet to get an award. Like every year, I'm waiting. I'm not gonna lie. Every year, I'm waiting to get an award. I'm sitting there and thinking, this is the year. At any minute, the screen's gonna go up and there's gonna be a video of the years of my service. And no. So I'm not
Well,
saying it's
now you're in
supposed to
charge,
happen.
man. Make your own party. What you
You know
doing?
what I'm
I'd
afraid
like to
of
give
is
me
gonna
this
be
award. I'd like to thank
no,
my
they're gonna
mother,
honor me,
the
and I'm
academy.
gonna have to, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, when I die, I'm gonna F all y'all up.
Oh,
Like
this
if
is
y'all
lovely.
give
Who
me
made
an award,
this?
no, listen. If y'all give me an award posthumously, which means I'm dead, all y'all is gonna get haunted. Like I'm gonna be the worst, dog. Like I do not want y'all. I'm telling y'all now. Some people will be like, "Bully will get you to do." No,
Oh,
I
you're
want
so
someone to
wrong.
Dude on
really
this
piss
year
off
for
because
that. He
I've been
complained about the
alive
entire
for a long time. So honor me now. I don't want to die. Like I don't want to be so old that I'm walking across there and I don't know what's going on. Like just stop the show and be like, "Yo, I'm Dave Wilson. I like to say that Bully the Kid helped build this shit. Like, yo, you're the greatest. We built a statue for you in the ABKC office. Like,
I can't even do what you right now.
I'm just
Oh
saying,
my
if y'all
God.
give me an award when I'm dead,
Somebody make
all y'all
something.
getting
I
it.
don't care what it is. Just make something for Bully so we can present it to
Bro,
him
I
so he
will
can feel
I swear to
appreciated
God, I
in
will
in
find
this
out a
dog
way
game.
to leave heaven. And notice I said heaven because Jesus does love me. And I will find y'all. I promise
He's
you. I will.
he's gonna haunt us. We gotta give it like
Notice.
stat.
Yeah.
Who makes awards? Quick,
Oh
Tanika,
my
Hey,
check
God.
your
Angela
social media.
Brown. Amanda, you know who makes the awards. Like, don't act like you don't know. Like Matthew
look,
Hicks, Angela Brown, they all make
I'm Michael
awards.
Higgason from Creek Bang Kennel, and I support this message.
Thank you.
Oh,
And do not
I
make
do
me one of
not.
those
Don't you
I do
enable
not.
crazy
him.
image
Don't put me
printed
in this.
trophies that look all big, but they're made out of nothingness. I want a real trophy.
Rolanda
I want my shit to
called
be
you out.
heavy, like you can't carry it through the airport.
Rolanda just gave you away, my man. He said I
Oh my
gave him an award
God.
at my last show.
Nah, man. Rolando gave me a plaque. I love that shit. But like, nah, man, I need something bigger than a little plaque. Like, I need something like
Oh my
real, like
God.
Begging
He
him.
told
real.
Nikki.
Look at
He
you
said
go.
he doesn't
Christopher
even
Holiday
realize
said,
what
"Do
you're
we
giving
finish
him.
the book?" Man, you know what, Chris? I need people I'm going to support the people that show up at the beginning of the show and not the people that show up at
There
the
we
end.
go. Thank
But
you.
no,
Tell
the
me.
book will
Tell
be
me.
out later on. My editor, we just worked on it today.
Look,
Basically,
I,
I thought I was a really good writer. My editor basically told me it needed a lot of work, so we getting everything worked. Man, the Mouthpiece Award, pause. That's what she said. But no, I know my baby is watching this, so like, don't be telling people my secrets. I'm telling people
Oh
my
my
business. You know what I'm
I,
saying?
so
I
what?
love you,
So
Billy.
is your editor not said anything about there? So there's no date. We don't have a time. We don't know if it's
No,
next
we
year.
should be done by March. The
March.
book is 30,000 words as of right now. It's 30,000 words,
Oh
and
my gosh.
it's really, really good. But there were some things we needed to do,
Well,
so I hope that's it. The title of the book is
I have to say
"The
I don't
Legacy of
know
the American
anything
Bully."
about it, so I would like to know what is this book
Okay, well,
about? What's
it's
going on?
pinned to my page.
Neither
I'm gonna take it
do
down
I.
probably today
Neither do
because it was
I.
supposed to be done at Nationals. It is 30,000 words, but it's just the flow. When you have an editor, they want to make sure everything is right. You put out something like this that you want to last a test of time, and you don't want it to be it's half-assed. Basically, you don't want it to be rushed. You don't want it to have typos and simple things like that. So she works with my flow of the book. I think it's going to be great. It's phenomenal. I'm excited about letting it out. And of course, as soon as I do release it, everyone will know. I apologize for not having it ready by Nationals, but I'm not quite as good of a writer as I thought I was, I guess, according to her.
Well, yeah, we know that. But next question. Like I've seen that. But
Have you seen this
uh,
man's
The
right
title.
hand?
What's the title? I'm
The
going to
Legacy
completely
of the
glaze over
American
what you
Bully.
just said.
The
what
Legacy
is
of the
it?
American
The
Bully. The
legacy of
Legacy of the
American.
American Bully.
Okay.
I
Shoot
love that.
actor.
Like
Through the
I love
eyes of
seeing that
Bully
book.
the Kid.
All right, ABKC this year, breed type versus confirmation. Is that not what it lined up to at Nationals?
That's all one and the same. That is a redundant statement. I
All
think
right,
people
so
people
explain,
lose
because
that
that's the biggest thing, and
when they
I
say
love
breed
that. I
type and
love this topic.
confirmation. It is
Let's
one
talk
and the
about
same.
it because that
Uh,
needs to be talked about.
there's 5 components of breed type,
There
and
we
it's
go. Come
basically
on.
to keep it simple, it's just what makes a breed what it is. You know, whether it be movement, whether it be coat, it's where you look at a dog and you can identify what it is. So
Versus
when we
another.
talk about confirmation versus breed type, a lot of people think what a dog looks like means that it doesn't have good confirmation. No, it's all the same. You know what I'm saying? When we
Yes, sir.
want a Doberman to be a Doberman, what first establishes as a Doberman is what you think a Doberman is in your mind. Generally speaking, that silhouette is going to be a well-structured dog. Unless you don't like something. If you don't like something, then your idea of it is more grotesque. You see what I'm saying? So if I don't like an English bulldog and I want to make a cartoon figure of a bulldog, think about all the
It's
cartoons you've seen on Disney. A
Yeah.
bulldog is all bowed out, its legs are twisted.
outlandishly, yeah.
That's the grotesque idea. Now, if you were to say, is that breed type that cartoon? It is, because you immediately associate that cartoon with the bulldog, even though its structure is off.
There we go.
You see what I'm saying?
Come
So
on.
the problem in our breed when it comes to breed type is we're so stuck on preference. It's kind of like my man said earlier about how could a woman love Caleb? We have an idea what good looking is, which
I
is
don't
me, and then
remember
we have
anyone
an
saying
idea of what's
that.
not good looking, which is Caleb. So if every woman were to draw the best looking guy and he's chocolate
I
like
can't
me,
stand
and they say
you.
draw someone who's
I
not, and
can't
it's
stand
Caleb,
you.
Caleb lacks breed type. You see what I'm saying?
You asked for this, Caleb. You asked
So
for this.
I did.
long
It's
story short, what I'm trying to say is when we get caught up in this and we say, wow, Jack really exudes breed
fuck
type.
you.
There, for every 10 people that says he exudes breed type, another 10 people could say he lacks it.
Which is
You see what I'm saying?
why the ABKC has standards.
Exactly.
That's why we
Exactly.
have standards.
There we
This is
go.
why I said our number one dog in the country is Knock, and our national winner is Jack. When people say which one, when we talk about breed type, neither one of them, in my opinion, lack breed type.
There we
Both are
go.
identifiable to me
There we go.
as American bullies. However, when we break them down to the standard, there are faults within the breed type that makes one better than the other in your
Which
mind or to the
which
standard.
goes back to what you said also about breeding towards the standard and not towards the dog.
There you
Right.
go. So even
There we
though
Right.
go.
I want people
Come
to
on.
understand
Come
when
on,
I
Michael.
say that Knock and Jack both have breed
There we
type,
go.
but to the standard, there are things that are missing. Someone just said something about cars. So let me tell you about a car. If I say breed type in a car, and I have a sports car and I have a station wagon, are they both cars? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both cars. They both have 4 wheels. They both have an
Yeah.
engine. You both get in. You know what I'm saying? Now, if I make it more specific and say which one is a sports car, a Mustang or a 1992 Pinto station wagon, the Mustang is a sports car. Even if you don't like Mustangs,
Yeah.
it's the sports car. But it doesn't change the fact that both are cars. You see what I'm saying? When you get into purebred dogs, we're getting into specifics though. So Jack and Knock are both dogs. This is a bigger thing than an American Bully. But when you get to an American Bully and you look at the standard, they both are American Bullies. They both are impressive in their own way.
Come on.
But it's when we start comparing dogs to other dogs.
Yeah.
I don't compare dogs to dogs. I compare dogs to standards.
That's right.
So I'm not looking at Knock and Jack and saying which one's an American fucking bully. I'm looking at the standard and then saying it. Now, Dave did a wonderful thing and he gave you a variety. You know what I'm saying? Now, Hector says that Knock is what the standard calls for.
So is Jack.
Of what variety? No. Of what variety is Knock?
Hey, I like that.
Oh, yeah.
What variety is Knock?
That is a fair question.
So, now, if I say this real quick, I am the analogy king all day. Knock is in what variety? That's what I want people to say. I don't know if the chat is going to keep up with me. But when I looked at Knock,
before that question comes, what class would you put Knox in?
I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is going to go to real life shit. Knock was wicketed. Knock was in the pocket class. The moment they moved Knock, he's a classic. He can't go into the standard class. You know what I'm saying? So he was going to go. If you don't believe that, look at Hangman. Hangman is the biggest debate before Nationals is Hangman a classic or a standard? That was the biggest debate. Everybody knows about it. Hangman outweighs Knock by at least 20-some pounds. Like Hangman is a big dog.
So
His features are super impressive.
I don't understand that debate. Really.
No, it's a tough bait. Now look, if you put Knock next to Hangman, people would start to lean towards Hangman being more of a standard and Knock being less. Knock is a tough dog. Now, if you put Hangman next to Jack,
there we go.
Jack now makes Hangman look like a classic.
Jack dwarfs a lot of standards in that ring.
But this is when you have a problem of comparing dogs to dogs and not dogs to the standard. Because when we start comparing them to that, look, I'm a big ass dude, but you put me next to Cavante Murphy, I'm slim. No knock on Cavante, just a shout out. Shot fired. Boom. You know what I'm saying? But if you put
you're an extreme.
But if you put me next to Nico, I'm bully as shit, and Nico not even a bully. If you put me next to Caleb, he's a reindeer, and I'm a bulldog. You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand it.
You put me next to Caleb, and I'm an eggplant, and he's a candy corn. Sorry.
I can't stand this man.
That's inappropriate.
Oh, it is completely.
I apologize.
There.
Pretty sure I was
question.
keeping up real good, and then I got lost right there.
Now this person said, "Hold on. Let me answer this. I like to answer people in the crowd.
Yeah.
The bully standard does not say loose skin. You're 100% correct. Yes. This is a fault. This is a fault for Jack. I've always said this. I want a tight head. I want the skin to be tight.
Yeah.
But it's just a fault. People, it's just a fault.
There ain't a perfect dog.
Yeah, there's no perfect dog. Jack's not Easty Westy. If a dog is Easty Westy, that's also a fault. A fault is a fault is a fault. So when you start getting into faults, why are faults not equal? To me, when the fault affects the health of the dog, when the fault affects the ability to function as a dog, this is a bigger fault than he's got droopy skin. You know what I'm saying? Everything's not quite equal. But if the skin is so wrinkled that it makes me think that he looks like a Shar-Pei and not an American Bully,
like it's borderline roping. It's borderline roping to some degree.
But I don't like judges, and this is why I get mad at the internet. I don't like people that fault judge. You find something wrong and you can't name the attributes. You have to be able to name the attributes of a dog just as much as you can name the detriments. So when I look at a dog, I always tell myself first, name 5 positive things. This is in parenting too. Let me think of 5 things my kid did right before I focus on the 2 things he did wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me give a compliment before I break you down.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. Find the love in it first, and then go on to what you don't like.
Come on.
I don't have a problem with constructive criticism. By no means am I saying any dog is perfect.
Right.
But a
Yeah.
lot of you people, this is another analogy. Someone said I was an analogy king. Let me make it.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all
He is
people,
no analogy
a lot
king,
of
by the way.
y'all learn the alphabet. So you know your letters. And you're real happy because you know the ABCs. But you can't spell any words yet. Can't spell any words yet.
Come
You
on.
just know the letters. When you start breaking down dogs is when you start being able to put those words together. You make words, then you make paragraphs, then you write books. See, there's levels to it. So some of y'all just know the letters. You know what I'm saying? That dog's easty westy. That dog's rear is high, but you don't know why. You don't know
Yeah.
how it affects the entire dog. That dog has great rear angulation, but you don't know if that's a detriment because he has no shoulder angulation. You don't know what
Yes.
straight in the shoulders mean yet and how that correlates to bad movement.
Mhm.
You know a dog paddles, but you don't know why he paddles.
There we
You
go.
have to keep growing. You have to keep educating yourself so that you can speak in a fashion that teaches other people.
Learn something
I'm
every day.
not knocking anybody's opinion, and I'm not saying that I'm the smartest person in the building because it
You're
depends on what
not.
building we in.
Not
You know
this
what I'm
one.
saying? So this is it. There's an old saying that we all can be looking out the window, but if we're back to back and you're looking out one window, I'm looking out window, our views are not the same, but we're in the same building. We can be in the same room looking at two different windows and we got two different views. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking out to the east and you're looking out to the west. We in the same fucking room, but we got different views. That's okay. Turn around and learn. Share the window. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I love my community. I love these debates. I love these conversations.
Yes.
But you know, it's 10 o'clock at night. I could be in bed. I could be talking to my loved ones. You know what I'm saying? I could be doing what my man did earlier and dropping things on the floor so my dog can lick it up later. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. Once again, I'm sorry. I'm the ABKC chief spokesperson. You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
that makes
I
5.
appreciate you. I know I jumped around a little bit on breed type. The main thing I want people to get from this conversation is breed type is based on the standard. It is not one or the other. You don't have good confirmation and good breed type. They're one and the same. You know what I'm saying? When you get a dog that exudes breed type and is great to the standard, that's a great dog. You know what I'm saying? I love all of this stuff and it's really, really good. And I know that everybody loves what I love about it is that we have all these opinions and it's because everybody is passionate about these dogs. And that's what I want. You know what I'm saying? I hope that next year is even a bigger nationals. My goal for next year is to make 2025 the biggest nationals we ever had. And it's going to be very difficult because a lot of us are divided. But I think the ABKC is a great home. We just have to take care of our home. We have to provide the renovation where it's needed. Our website is coming. Bully Kid blog is coming. We're going to be blogging. We're going to be providing information. We're going to be doing a lot of different things. Shout out to James Cooper. Shout out to Dave Wilson. Shout out to Rolando Mata. Shout out to Errol Bodden and all the judges really. We're all doing big things. It just takes time, and I hope we all work together to get it, man. I hope that y'all continue doing your live. It's a lot to do a show every week. I want people to know I used to do it. It's very difficult to get up every Tuesday and say, I'm going to do this show. I'm going to get a new guest. I'm going to get people that people don't know. I'm going to branch across different things. You know what I'm saying? It's for me. I love, one of the things I'm going to say, and I probably don't need to say it. I like that you gave the young lady earlier her platform and you separated it when I came on. It wasn't to create a divide, but it was to give both of us an opportunity to be successful. Because every dog that gets out of the backyard and is at a show, regardless of where it goes, is a win for our community. So I love that. That's good. Yeah. Chris, do you think the ABKC will have a female national winner? We have had a female national winner. It was Sweet and Low. It was in 2014. Do I ever think we'll have a national winner to be best in show? I really thought that it was going to be this year. I thought Piggy had a great shot. I'm gonna tell y'all now, man. A female
look good now.
I'm gonna tell you now. A female is very difficult for a female to win. One, because we're in a community of breeders, so a female not being bred by the time she's 2 is very rare in our community. When females get bred, their bodies change. You know what I'm saying? They bounce back and they're bullier, but sometimes their top line is softer. I don't think that this sounds very vulgar, but I think a female that had puppies and the nipples hanging down is not as aesthetically pleasing as a male going around.
Well, I think also, you
That's
have
100%.
like there are masculine features in dogs that seem to be more what people are looking for. You got a dog with a bigger head, a bigger chest, a bigger, it's kind of like.
We are an impressive breed, so it's very hard for a female. And I tell people this all the time, and I've been in this debate before. People want a she-male. But by definition, a she-male is kind of a fault because I want a female to look feminine. I want her to still
Right.
be
I
a
agree with
female.
that. A female
So
really looks like a dude. It's not really drawing the right light to the female side of our breed.
yeah, nothing wrong with that. Females that look like dudes, I don't want to be canceled. I'm completely open to
yeah.
anything you want to do.
Right. Yeah.
But
Right.
I'm telling you now, when it comes to a female dog, I think one of the things I loved about Piggy actually was that she looked like a bitch to
Yeah.
me. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
No
with
Yeah.
that.
offense to the women out
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
she's
You
definitely a
It does.
beautiful female, and yeah, we had some really, really
Hey,
pretty
problem
females.
child is also a beautiful
Problem
female.
child look
Um,
good.
but you know what I want to see also this year? People ask me what I want to do this year. I want to get our standard class back to where it was. I think we need to re-identify what a standard class American Bully is. That used to be the largest class, and we're having a little bit of confusion with Classic, and that's why the class has grown so much. And that's it. Should have separated best in show for males and females. You know what, guys? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not really big on all the separation of male and female because I think it takes away from those females that are truly exceptional. I think Piggy could have made the cut if she was in there with nothing but males. That bitch is that bad. She did not need a female class to make the cut.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think they get lost in male versus female. What we need is our judges to be knowledgeable enough to recognize that that's an exceptional female. One of the best things that's ever been told to me, I was showing a shorty bull and I would lost to an XL named Timbo owned by Sarah Roach. And I had won three, it was a 4-show weekend. I had won 3 best in shows and then I lost. And the judge said to me, I said, yo, man, I won all day. And he said, yo, your shorty bull is probably the best shorty bull I ever seen. I said, oh, I thank you. And then he said, but I've seen only about 100 shorty bulls. So he's the best one I've ever seen. This XL, I've seen thousands of XLs, and that's the
Yeah.
best XL I ever seen. So that dog wins because I've seen 1,000 of
There we
them,
go.
and he's the best. And I've seen 100 of yours, and you're the best. But because I've seen more of them, it's more exceptional that he's there. That's the thing about females. When you can get a judge, the reason I said this, I made this
I
statement a long
like it.
time ago.
Come on.
And I don't want to talk about people's dogs, but
Come on.
I'm the ABKC chief spokesperson, so I have to do this. When I looked at a dog
Somebody
sometimes,
needs to
Unofficial.
be counting how many times you
Unofficial.
said this.
so listen, when I look at a dog, let's take Knock. I look at Knock and I look at Piggy. Let me not say names. Let's say I look at a male.
Yeah.
And when I look at that male and I'm like, wow, he's the best dog in the building that day. And then I look at Piggy. Piggy to me was one of the best females I've seen all year in the ABKC. One of the best ones. I can name my top 3. I thought Problem Child was nice. I like Piggy. I like Legacy up in Canada, and I like Dej Loaf that Pierre owns.
Oh
Can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So listen, if Piggy is one of the top females I've seen all year, and then I say, wow, I would breed that bitch because she's one of the best ones I've seen. Then I
Yeah.
see a male and I say, this is a nice one in the building, but I wouldn't use him. He's not the nicest American Bully male I've seen. It's a lot
Yeah.
harder to be the nicest American Bully male I've ever seen. Piggy would win. That was kind of my knock. That was kind of my thought process on Piggy winning nationals.
Yeah.
I love
Jack,
that. I
for
love
a
that.
lot of people, is something they never seen before. For me, I've seen dogs like Jack before. For me, I've seen dogs
Yeah.
like this. Corrupt was this type of dog. Even Dax was kind of that type of
Yeah.
wild dog you never seen before. Rocco, when Rocco was out, was kind of that type of dog. We're getting Samson. People say this has never happened before. Let me tell you something. When Samson won nationals, Samson was every bit of 110, 115 pounds. Samson was a humongous dog with a big ass head, and he
Yes.
won. So it's
So
not the
Bully,
first. Go ahead.
I want to ask you. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to interrupt you at all, actually. But if
This
you
last
were
time I come in here.
judging, hush. Who
This
would
dude
have won
said, "Hush, are you
nationals?
somebody's
Keep
auntie?"
trying to ask you a
Uncle,
question, damn it.
uncle. But
Go ahead,
who
Auntie
would have won
Caleb.
national?
Good.
Who would have won nationals this year
If I
if
have been
Bully the
judging,
Kid was judged?
Yes, have
Yes,
you been judging? Have you been
you know,
judging?
this is a really tough question because
it is.
obviously judging a dog from where I stood as an MC
Yeah,
is not the same as putting my hands on those
absolutely.
dogs, going over those dogs,
Very true.
all of that. So it's kind of an unfair question to ask me. Um, I think what John did, and I'll tell you guys, this is me being 100% candid. I didn't think Jack was going to win because I didn't think Jack was going to make it around the ring that much. I really thought he would quit. Um, Back in the day, Nationals ring was way bigger than it was this year. It used
Yeah,
to be twice
And
the
even
size
here, it's still big.
of what
Yeah,
it is.
it's a big piece.
It was the right size this year. It was the right
Mhm.
size ring, but we used to
I
make
agree.
it extremely big. We used to make it oversized. Um,
Mhm.
I didn't know if he could make it around the ring that many times. Not because I thought he would die. I just thought his personality was not going to be one that wanted to do it. Rocco was a beautiful dog. Rocco didn't like to show like that. So when he was done showing, he was going to stop moving. So I thought that's what was going to happen with Jack. I think John, in my opinion, tried to break that dog. You know what I'm saying? As a football coach, I thought he tried to break that dog. Like he tried to break him and make him quit. You know what I'm saying? And
See
he
if he
didn't
would.
quit. So that's a very impressive thing for a
That's what
120 pound dog.
the judge told me when I talked to
That's
him
right.
after the
We
show.
got both sides.
That's literally what he told me that
Oh,
impressed
really?
him the most
Has
about
no
that
quit.
dog. He said a dog doesn't quit, you know. So,
Has no quit.
Yeah.
Chris, I just hope this is what I hope, man. On a different note, real quick, man. I hope that, and I don't think that y'all are, but I hope y'all are not giving up on the XL class, man, just because of that presentation.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah, I
Definitely
wanted
not.
to.
Hey, listen,
We fixed.
I'm gonna say this about the XL movement real quick.
We're gonna bring it, man.
I was overly impressed with the XL as a whole this year in 2024.
Good.
I think that 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 variety is one of the strongest ones. However, saying that it's the strongest and getting people to come out, the XL class is one that has been really divided by registries. It's probably suffered the most in regards to
I agree with
where do we show,
that.
where are we welcome. The XL will always be welcome in the ABKC because the XL is one of the founding
There,
varieties. This is what I
there you
want
go.
people to
Come
know.
on.
I'm
There have
glad
Come
to
on.
always
hear
been
that, man.
XL. You
Yeah.
are welcome here. We want you here. We want you to come in and come through and do what you got to do. There is a lot of love for the XL and the ABKC.
Good.
What we want is true XL American bullies. I
There
don't want
we
Connie
go.
Corsos. I don't want Great Danes.
Bring,
I
yeah,
want
bring better.
dogs with
You
mass
don't
and
want
bone.
mastiffs.
And I'm going to tell you this now, my XL breeders, y'all are going to be mad at me, but I'm going to say this. The
Hit it.
number one thing that I want to see y'all work on in XLs is temperament. We got a lot of good breeders with XLs, but some of these dogs are so big and they're scared. And I don't
Yeah.
ever want to see, I want an XL to be confident and walk in like I am the biggest dog here.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I want it to look so impressive. That's what it should be. When we start, and some of it is just young dogs. Let's be
Yeah.
fair. Some of it is I have a Doberman. My Doberman
You
matured
better not.
slower than my Shorty Bull. My
Mhm.
Shorty Bull at 9 months old is like his mentality is already almost there. My Doberman was very immature at 2 years old. He's a taller, bigger dog. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I think Excel, sometimes we rush them to the ring and I believe, and y'all can tell me y'all are breeders, Caleb. I think XLs take longer to develop. So I
Absolutely.
think a national winner of an XL is at 2.5, 3 years old. It's going to be
Absolutely. Yes,
amazing.
exactly.
The XL is the only class that has a lanky stage. There's not really a
Yeah.
That's
lanky stage in the smaller
that's a
classes, right?
Well,
very
absolutely. I'm
pronounced.
going to take over from that because the lengthy stage, yes, does happen to a certain degree. But Christopher James, Bully the Kid, CEO, CFO of American
Chief
Bullies.
Oh my
ABKC
God.
spokesperson.
All right, so our goal from Bully Pride Productions, my wife and me will be handling the best XL male and female in 2025. We're going to show the XL class has breed type, has every everything you need, and you're in Georgia. Come visit. Come
Have
visit.
you been drinking?
Come visit.
No, he wakes
Christopher
up like
James.
this, Chris. He wakes up like this.
I
I
was an
wake
XL
up
breeder
Okay.
for a long time. We have many champions. Listen,
come visit.
there are beautiful XLs out there,
Yes.
and to
I
me,
love XLs. I do think that we didn't show up and show out at Nationals. I was disappointed
no,
in that.
Well,
no.
There's a
I want you to
But
come
you
lot
know
of
visit.
what?
good
You're in
you need
dogs,
to
Georgia.
Caleb
understand
Weddle.
this is very important, guys. You listening?
A lot
This is
of
very
good,
important.
a lot of good XLs,
Actually,
Caleb Weddle, that were not
There,
at
I
there we go.
Nationals.
I have
There we
spoken
go.
with several of the people that have brought their XLs out, and I'm telling you one thing right now. A lot of them, this is new. This
Yeah.
was their first confirmation show, and I want to make sure that when I mean, would I be ballsy enough to make nationals my debut? Hell no, because I'm not that
Yeah.
courageous. but
Yeah.
these people were, whether or not that
Oh, I'm not.
Exactly.
I
like that.
I will
Firing
never
if it
somebody,
ever
sounded
it's
like
ever
that,
irrelevant at this point because
if
the point's
support
moot.
someone
It's
from
done.
if
It's
it
one
over.
sounded
county
like that,
ever.
let me clear that up. I'm not hating on nobody that came, and I'm not
No,
saying
no
it was a
one.
bad
Neither am I.
representation
No,
of our breed.
no one's going to be that
What
many
I
shows out.
what I am
I'm so
saying
proud
is
of that.
there's a lot of XLs, and there was 4 dogs in the ring. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that none of them look good. I've seen a lot of better XLs than what were there, but there
Yes,
were
I
good
agree.
looking dogs
There
there, and
were.
they did show up when nobody else did. I give them that.
Yeah, and
Exactly. I
and
would
I
never
feel like
say
that
anything
is.
about
I would have
the
liked to
dogs that
seen
showed up.
30 dogs in the ring duking it out, narrowing it down, narrowing it down. That's what I wanted to
Yeah,
see when I
Well,
came.
let
I
me
would
say
love
this.
for him to have
My
to whittle our
challenge,
class down. Yeah,
my
absolutely.
challenge for next year is that every variety we have has 100
There
participants. That's my
we go.
personal
Yeah,
Come on.
goal
I would
when
love
we're
that.
talking
we
Chris,
when we're
that's
talking about
2 day
this right
event.
now.
I
Yeah,
want the
well,
I'll
that's what
be
I
judges.
done
want.
by 7:30.
I
I
agree with
want
that.
100 XLs. I want 100 pockets. I want 100 classics. I want 100
I want
standards.
the judges
And
to be overwhelmed and they have to figure out how in the hell we're going to narrow down all these dogs.
well,
Yes. How are we
I
gonna put them
think
in the
that
ring?
when I say that, a lot of people look at me crazy, like, oh my God, it's impossible. That's only we have 50 states. I want 50 dogs. We're in multiple countries all over the
Yeah.
world.
Mhm.
I can
Come
get
on.
an XL from every
There
state in
we
my
go.
building. In Georgia, I can get 10 to 25 XLs from Georgia. I can get 10 to 20 XLs from Tennessee. I can get 10 to 20. This is like 3 or 4 states, and you hit that 100. The thing about it is to make them come together as a group. People always want to talk about breed clubs. I don't need a breed club, but what I do think is we should have a variety of ambassadors. If you want to be the ambassador of the XL, then you reach out to those kennels in those
Come
different
on.
states and you say, I want to know who has XLs here. I want us to get together and have an XL party. One of the most incredible things I've seen is there are Frenchie shows right now. Where all it is Frenchies. And there's 400 Frenchies there. You can do that with XLs. We just need people to want to do that. We want you guys to come together as a group and say, yo, we're going to have an XL party and we're coming and we're going to have
Mhm.
this side of nationals, all these booths, these first 20 booths over here, this is all XL people. We own that. Let's buy that. Let's be there.
I
Let's
love
come
this.
together.
I love
The
this.
same thing for pockets and standards and classics. Like if you get it together like that and we want 100 of them, that's my goal. I want to create a database where I know 100 dogs throughout the year that I can call out personally. I want to go into the ring where y'all make it impossible for Bully the Kid to remember all the champions and grand champions names. I want, obviously that's not possible, but let's say you were to try to make me
Hypothetically.
forget. Hypothetically,
I
you
can't
have
stand
it.
this guy.
It would probably take about 400 for me to not remember, but
Oh
it
my
doesn't matter.
God, you get
When you
four.
bring them in, I want that. So that's my goal for 2025 is to have 100 XLs and
There
100
we go.
classics
I
and
like
100
that.
standards. I also want y'all to know my goal is not to judge it. So my goal is just really to show up at the champion class and announce it. But I think we can do that. I think that's a doable goal. I think that someone told me, man, Bully, don't say 100, say 50. Why? Why? I don't, man, listen, man, that name Cerberus is a ridiculous name, and I'm gonna have it outlawed as the chief ABKC spokesperson. That name is outlawed.
Oh,
You think
He
XLs
is
don't come
not.
out as much
He
because
is not
wait,
the
hold on.
chief.
Because things like harder to travel, hotels having weight limits. You know what? I agree with that. Someone said, is it harder to travel with an XL? Is that why? I do think that is true. Back when I was showing when I first got started, my XL breeders, they had trailers. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
They had their truck and they pulled a trailer with their thing on it and they brought that around. I do know that traveling with shorty bulls is a whole lot easier than
Hmm.
traveling with 4XLs. So yes, I do think that it's more difficult to travel. But I think when it's something like nationals, you make that sacrifice because it's a one time a year show. This is why I'm pushing Dave in our community to announce it earlier so that you
I like
can
that.
find the La Quintas that allow you to have these big ass dogs. You can find these hotels and these Airbnbs that let you have these big ass dogs.
There we go.
But overall, man, I think the number one thing that we're lacking in our community is people getting together. We don't have the people. When I was showing dogs, me, Rolando Mata, Cedric Moore, Tavoris Ingram, we used to all travel together, and it would be four of us sharing a hotel room. Pause. No, 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 Diddy. Just some of us slept on the floor, but
Yeah,
we
that's
would do
smart.
that because we wanted. It was a camaraderie. It was a camaraderie of going to the show together. Now I'm telling you, if you really want to know, and I don't want to keep all y'all forever, but if you want to know the difference in our shows, you can look out at the venues and look at the booths. How many people don't have banners? You know what I'm saying? How many
Come on.
booths are filled up of one person, a man and his wife and 2 dogs? That used to be a crew. Like we're all on this live right now. It would be all 4 of us together in one booth with our dogs. We're a crew. That's why there was things like the franchise and Bully Embassy and Elite Edge and Black Label and Duval Bullies. These were
Yeah.
crews. We've gotten away from the crew aspect of
Yeah.
the American bully, and that hurts us because when you have like-minded people, one, you get better dogs because you're breeding together and you're bouncing ideas off of. I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, I never feel more stupid than when I'm the smartest person in a group because I'm not learning anything. So I pursue people that know more than me so I can constantly be learning. I never let my ego get in the way where I got to be the person that knows the most. I can learn from my man here. I can learn from Amanda. I can learn from other people. Notice I didn't say Caleb because that's that's how it go. But I can learn from people.
I can't stand you.
Just saying.
You,
Just saying.
hey, when I said
I
I wanted
can't
him on after
stand
Nationals, you're like,
you.
yes, this is gonna be amazing. And I was like, well, I knew that, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't have invited him. But like, you wanted this, bro. You wanted this. You said
Why,
you
This
did.
person
why
said
did
they
why
want a
did you
crew
invite
because
him?
booths get expensive. That's another good point. When you have a crew, you're splitting all those booth fees. You're splitting all of those things. And that's really important because the economy is what the economy is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? This was an election year, so you know the economy was like all crazy. But when you get a crew and you're like, oh man, let's get a 10 by 20. Oh shit, that's gonna be 400. Well,
Yeah.
there's 4 of us. It's only
There we are.
$50 each.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Or $100 each, or whatever. Just make it where it's cheaper. We'll give you deals at Bully Marathon. We give deals, and you can get a bigger space, and that's it. So that's kind of where I want people to get back to. All of you guys are breeders. You're selling dogs to people. Why are the people you're selling dogs to? Why are you not bringing them out to the shows? Why are you not making them into show people?
There
You
we
know what I'm
go.
saying?
Come
When
on.
I sell a shorty bull, it's in part for me to get them to come to a show. I used to tell them, "Hey, come, don't worry about entries. I got you. You just spent $5,000 on a puppy with me. I got you. You good? You know?" Because I want them to start coming again and representing signature shorty bulls. This was important. So everybody, I challenge everybody to invite one person, even if it's just one person this year when you go to an event. Don't go by yourself. Invite a friend from work. Invite somebody that has a puppy that you sold. Do that. That's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Wilfredo. What happens to season opener? Man, I pushed Rolando real hard to get the season opener going. I don't think that happened, but it was
Come
really
on.
dope.
Come
We're
on.
going to see what we
Come
can
on.
do. Molly said all the time, Molly Fuchs is one of the greatest people in the community.
Yeah,
But if
she
you can do
is.
that and you can invite somebody and you can get somebody to come out to a show and that person falls in love with the breed this
Christopher,
year.
no. What
Hold
about?
on.
No. I'm not gonna hold on. Opening show. I don't roll your eyes. What about that? Let's answer that question
What question you want me to answer?
about the opening day. Like, is that still happening this year?
Okay,
Season
so
opener.
Season
the
opener.
season opener is Rolando Mata's show.
There we go.
I love the season opener. I really believe I need to let Rolando handle that because it's not my show. I'm just the
All
MC
right.
there.
Oh, we don't know.
So
We don't know where it's gonna be at yet.
I
Probably
don't
should.
know everything that's happening with that show, and I hate to be jumping around, but it really is not my place in that part.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know. I
and I know
enjoy.
I am
He's the one that did it
both
last
places.
year, right?
He did,
He did
I
season
know Rolando
opener
couldn't make
last
an
year.
announcement this week. Rolondo's going
We'll
to make an
ask
announcement this week.
Orlando.
I was
We'll ask
there.
Orlando.
I was there last year. It was a good show, man. I like
All
that
of
Man, the season
facility.
us
opener
were,
is
but we'll
one
ask
of the most
Orlando.
special shows ever. Rolando has done a great job at shows. He's my partner in throwing shows. We throw American Bully
That's
Marathon.
my guy,
We
man. I
Atlanta
like
Bully
him a lot.
Marathon. We used to do Bully Independence Day. We do Atlanta, the barbecue in Atlanta, man. We do a lot of different shows. Atlanta Bully Fest. We started with Bully Mania. So Rolando is absolutely amazing with that. So I hope that he comes on and explains, what's going on with it. But either way, I'll be
We
at a
need to get
couple of shows.
Rolando on. We need to get Rolando on.
Yeah,
Ask him about the
get
season
Rolando on.
opener.
Get Rolando because
Because
that's not my place. But
Bully
I know
ain't
I'm
saying
going to
shit.
be
Oh,
this year to start off the year. Like I said, I'm going to be in Canada a lot, but then I'm going to also there's
he
shows on
said
the
it
18th in
wrong.
Bloomington. But
Canada.
well, it's north of America because I know she does not know where it is. It's just a quick flight. I'm going to go up to Montreal, but I'm going to be up there a little bit this week. We have a litter up there, so we're going to be doing that. But then I know there's a show in Bloomington on the 18th. I know that Allentown is coming back on the 25th, I believe,
Hell yeah.
of January.
Allentown
So those
always
are all shows.
good.
But the main
Always
thing,
good.
man, is everybody invite somebody new. That should be your goal. If you're going to a
Exactly. There
show,
you go. There you
every
go.
show, invite somebody new. Get them to bring their dog. Help them out. If we can get more people to be excited, by the time Nationals rolls around next December, all these people that we got are new. It'll be their first Nationals, and they'll be excited. And I'm telling you, if we can do what I want to do, which is get 100 classics, 100 XLs, that's the movement. This is 2025. Our goal is to get 100 of everything. You know what I'm saying? I want to see 100 XLs. I want
Look,
to see 100 classics.
I feel that 100%, man. Last year we turned up at Nationals, and half the people we turned up with didn't show up this year. So I mean, I don't know what more I can do, man.
Because
I
the North or America.
Caleb,
See,
me and Caleb went out on the town. We were all there. I don't know where Amanda was at. I know she was there,
I
and
was
then
having
she
some
wasn't.
really good drinks with
And
Mary
then,
somewhere else,
all
like
right. So
somewhere
I
What I'll
quiet.
tell you this,
totally
like, if you
jabbed.
guys came out and y'all had XLs and each you and Caleb could bring 4, then I only need 92 more. And I think that between
Okay.
y'all right now, at the top of your head, y'all could each name 5 people, and each of those people brought 2 dogs. You know, we're good. That's 20 dogs right there. So that's 24. So it's not hard to get to that 100. It's just a matter
Exactly.
of getting there.
There you go.
And
I like
and
that.
it's not about money. A lot of people will be like, "Oh
I
man,
like that.
Bully is the chief ABKC spokesperson. He wants to make
He's
all this
not.
money." Bro, I promise you, if we sell out Nationals in the first month, that's my goal. I told Dave next year I want to be able to sell all the booths out in a month. That level of excitement it'll
All
transcend. It'll
right.
be
So
like,
next year, is it going to be in Houston or is it going to be somewhere else? The chief
well, I know that the
spokesperson of
discussion of it being somewhere
ABKC. I'm
else is very
asking.
real. I'm probably going to get phone calls when I get off of here because I
Yes,
probably have
I
said too
want that.
much. But we are definitely. I'm pushing for it to be moved, not because I don't love Houston. I'm pushing because I want that excitement back. I want people to recognize the party that it's going to be.
Where are you
So
pushing
that's
for?
what I'm pushing for, and I'm getting older. And I think that if I'm going to get my award, it probably shouldn't be in Houston. So that's what
Where
I'm
would it
pushing.
be? Where are you pushing for?
Caleb, were you not part of the conversation an hour and a
I
half
was
ago?
I
waiting
want
for
you
you
to.
to
I
like
want you to
feel
say
like
it
we
one more
talked about
time.
this.
he's
I
pushing
want
for
Atlanta,
Atlanta.
recommendations and I
Georgia.
want us to vote.
Atlanta, Georgia. I
This
want
is
you to
taking me
say it.
back to my teaching days,
Where
and
is
I'm
it
like, Caleb,
going?
just go, get out, get out. Like when I was a teacher, like Weddle,
Yeah, no,
Oh
Caleb,
Atlanta,
no.
Atlanta.
The
Yeah.
same viewers that are viewing in right now are not the same viewers that were viewing an hour and a half ago when you said this.
I do
Where
want to
That's
see.
would
probably
I
you
would love.
true.
have?
I think
Where
Atlanta
would you
should
have
be
ABKC? Okay.
my
Thank you for answering the
2
question.
top
Finally,
places right now are Atlanta and Nashville. I'm pushing for
there we
Atlanta
go.
and Nashville. That is what I, Bully the Kid, would want.
Okay with that
Obviously,
vote.
Regina Goings. Hey, listen, y'all. If y'all ever want to push Nationals or somewhere else, this is who you message. Regina
Oh,
Goings. You blow up
there
her
we go.
No,
inbox.
no, no.
There
Don't,
we go.
don't blow her up. This was her last
There we go.
one. You remember?
No, I was joking.
Don't blow her up.
So that was
No.
a joke. The whole thing about Regina
I
retiring was just a joke.
I don't know if she thinks it was a joke.
No, she told me it was her joke. We said it because
Chris,
let me tell you what happened with that. Dave had pranked Regina, so we wanted to get Dave back, and the joke was that Regina would retire because there's no one else to do it. So Regina is definitely not going anywhere. So that was the joke there. I had a lot of people ask me about it, but no, Regina is definitely going to do it. And Regina is the person who talks to all these venues. She's the one that gets all these things done. This is it's not a money thing. It's not like, oh, it costs too much money. It's not that with ABKC. Y'all have been.
okay, so before you were rudely interrupted, who did you say to contact?
Oh, damn. Regina Goings is one of our people. I prefer you guys talk to her like, please, we love you. Very nice. Suck up to Regina. But overall, I think it is definitely something that Dave and James Cooper, Dave being the president, James being the vice president, Regina being the event director, I think they're all in consideration. The number one thing we need for Nationals is an international airport because we have people from Australia, we have people from Italy. They have to have easy access. So the reason I push for
Canada.
Atlanta is it's a direct flight to Atlanta. Nashville is a flight that you fly from Paris to New York to Nashville. You fly from Paris to here. Well, when you have dogs, that's more difficult. So we try to find an international airport like Houston that
Yeah,
you can fly directly into.
Yeah.
absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a good draw for
And
that.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Nashville could do it, but Atlanta can definitely do it.
But
I
Atlanta
agree
is
with that.
definitely an international hub. It's
It
an
does need to
international.
be a place with an international airport for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I think that we're very close to it being a possibility. I won't say that it's a sure thing. I also can't promise everybody it won't be in Houston, but you have my word as Bully the Kid that I am pushing for it to go somewhere else. Someone said California. Unfortunately, I'm going to be 100% real to my California people. I love California. John Certeza, Kira Certeza, my girl Vanessa Cuevas is out there. It is California is one of the most historic parts of the American Bullies history.
Yeah.
However,
I agree.
like the song California Love, it doesn't get played anymore. You know what I'm saying? It just hasn't been showing us a lot of love out there. So I think we're a couple of years from going back to Cali. I think we can go back to Cali, but it's gonna take what we're talking about, 100 XLs and all these things.
There we go. Come on.
It has to be a movement. It's no different than the showcase. What did I say earlier? I said that they did not show out enough to warrant having a ring. Okay?
Yeah.
That's Bully the Kid's opinion. That's the same thing for California right now. I haven't seen it. I love Certeza's show. They do a great job. Those shows are banging. But if you even ask them, the volume of people at those shows are not as big as in the South and in the Midwest. So to have nationals there, it would be very difficult right now. Not saying that it'll never happen because I love LA.
All right, so Bully, so if you were hosting nationals next year, which you're not, but thank goodness. But if you were hosting it, would you have the showcase like you did this year, Merle and Micro Mini?
I would be willing to do it again. I'm not against doing it again, but I would encourage them that if I'm gonna do it, this will be the last. Like you tell your kids, this is gonna be the last time I told you to clean your room. This is gonna be the last time. That's it. Like, I'll give you another chance because maybe you didn't know what it was gonna be about. Maybe you didn't know if it was real. Maybe you didn't know. I'm not against giving people an opportunity. So the thing about it, when everybody was in an uproar about the Merle and the Too Short Pockets and the Extreme, I never was because it was the side. It wasn't the main event. It took nothing away from it. If you don't believe me, look at all the posts about nationals. There's no post about the showcase because it really was not about that. So I don't see anything wrong with it. I would change the way it was done a little bit.
I also think that if they start showing them more, it makes people start breeding competitively, and it raises the bar for the the functionality of these dogs. And I think they're like, hey, we got to compete with it, because if nobody's competing with them on that kind of level, then they're just breeding whatever. But if they are, then they're like, okay, we got to be able to function. We got to be able to go around the ring. We got to be able to do, and a lot.
The ones that I saw, the micros that I saw there, I could tell that people were very proud of their dogs.
Yeah.
It's just there wasn't enough, and that's all I want them to know. It's like me saying I want to have a football game, but there's only 3 people there. You can't play football.
I'm gonna tell you what else I didn't like, man, and I ain't heard nobody say one word about it, not just on this live, but just period. The people that did show up for that alternative show, they left when it was over.
Of course,
they didn't stay for the main event. They came for that, and that crowd that came for that left with those dogs.
Oh yeah, but you know what I would say, it was not really a crowd, but
just a group of people, whoever
was
100 people, 50
I understand
people.
that, because in a way it was set up kind of like that, because if that's your style of dog, look, man, I'm a bully dude. So if I'm going to see the American Bully, I like Dobermans. So if I go to the AKC show, I'm gonna watch the Dobermans. I'm not staying for the toy poodles. I'm out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think those people with those dogs, to me, I didn't expect them to stay because it's not what they want. Clearly, if they wanted that, that's what they'd have.
Yeah.
I think they did what they were supposed to do, and I would not have had an issue with that part of it, of staying and then going. I just wish you had came. You know what I'm saying? If they came, that was it. Break down your booth and leave afterwards, but at least come and make it more worthwhile. I think if I went to somewhere, and I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, if I walk in a building and there's only me and my kids after the Eagles game, I'm getting the fuck up and leaving. Oops.
Yes.
I'm the chief ABKC spokesperson.
Bully, that's what I love that you hit on, and I want to hit on this before
The
we wrap.
Philadelphia Eagles being great?
No, fuck you. No,
Oh.
So
I
you're
mean,
saying
no, censor that.
you don't expect the crowd to stay for the whole show.
But no,
No, I
people
don't.
that are online critics, the Facebook critics of the dogs that were there. Let's really hit on that. The people that were not there, I don't think they should really be showcasing or expressing their opinion on dogs that were there. We
I
don't
agree.
know what the
Can I
judge
ask you something?
showed.
Are
We
you a
don't know what the
serial
MC.
killer and you keep checking on the body? Why do you keep moving around? We're all in the same spot as when the show started. And it's like you are
I'm
walking
letting my
around banging
dog
on the
out. I'm
refrigerator
letting
like
my
keep it
dog.
down.
I'm letting my dog out to go to the
Okay,
bathroom.
I'm
But
just checking.
if that interrupts you, I do apologize.
It was just giving serial killer vibes. Okay, so you want me to discuss the internet critics?
Yes, because there's so many of them, and I think we really need to hit on them. And fuck you, by the way.
I
But
think
go
that
on.
ignore that comment. I am the ABKC spokesperson. I don't really have an issue with people expressing their viewpoints on the internet. I really don't. One of the things I love about Facebook is they have a block button, they have a scroll thing. I can just keep scrolling. I think that we put value on people who haven't seen anything. You see what I'm saying?
There we go.
So not everybody's
Come on.
opinion holds the same weight. Okay.
Yes.
So like if Alex Ferrero comes on and gives me an opinion about something, because of his experience and because of what he's seen, his opinion holds more value. If someone who's at an event is giving their opinion, it holds more value than
There we
someone
go.
who watched it on Bully the Kid's live
Yes.
stream. You know what I'm saying?
I love
So
it.
it really comes down to what you value. You see what I'm saying? I am very careful about what I say about things because I know my opinion matters. So I'm very, very careful about what I say because I don't want to affect other people's opinion.
Yeah, because
But
you're the
I
chief
love that. I love
ABKC
that.
spokesperson.
thank you, Amanda. Pay him.
He is
Pay him.
not.
Pay that
He's
man.
not.
Now listen. What I
I can't
want to
stand
say
him.
is
Michael, don't join him.
everyone has a right. Everyone has a right to an opinion, and that's good. I'm a newcomer, so I'm going to have questions and have an impulse. You know what? That's a good analogy that someone said because the internet is not full of all critics.
Yeah.
Some people just have questions because they couldn't make it to Houston. They're seeing this. They have
Well,
questions
that's
because they're
why
starting their.
I wanted to ask about the people that left. I wanted to know, you being on the other
Mhm.
side of it and everything, kind of like how y'all felt about that. Is that what y'all expect? Is that, because no, I hadn't heard anybody talk about it, but I know everybody that was there left, and I was like,
Not,
where'd
Oh
everybody
yeah, no,
go?
not
we didn't.
everybody. Not everybody. Like, bear in mind,
Not
there were
every
several
single
people that I
person, but
saw.
yeah.
There were, I mean, were there people that were there that were kind of really there for, like, to focus on that? Absolutely. Now, and I will say that when, like, during that showcase, the Merles, yeah, there was a little bit of a crowd. It started to build as you got to the micros, venues, whatever you want to call them, because again, Dave was kind of really not wanting to put a name on them, really. But then when the extreme came up, the crowd amplified, and yet fewer dogs showed up. So it was just one of
Well,
those things where, but then, once again, the showcase went away, and then, like, it was over, and a lot of those people did go to the other show ring.
yeah. Well, so I'm going to say
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
and this is
bunch
something I
stayed.
want people to understand about what a winner does. So we had Jack win nationals. There's a crowd of people that like that style of dog that, like you said, went around the showcase. Now they saw a dog like that win at nationals. They may stay longer because they'll be like, wow, a beast of a dog can win nationals. To me, what we've had happen in the ABKC is we've become bully AKC light. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So AKC is very intimidating for people. Like I can walk into Westminster because I really do trust my knowledge of dogs wherever I'm at. But when I go there, I go knowing that there are people that have been in dogs 3 times as long as me.
There we go.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? 4 times as long as me. So again, it goes back to what I said earlier about what value is there with me being the smartest person in the room. There's less value. So when I go to an AKC show, I do want to pick up tips. I do want to pick up pointers. Is it intimidating when I introduce myself as Bully the Kid and they're like, ugh, ugh, what does that mean? They're not from my world. But at the same time, I know I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
The ABKC is that way. There are
Yeah.
people that literally write me every day and they say, man, I'm scared to talk to you, man. I don't want to sound like an idiot. I don't want to embarrass myself. You know what I'm saying? I wish
Yeah.
Caleb would do that occasionally a little more, you know what I'm saying, and just not
Trust
speak.
me, it is
But
not me. It is
but
not me.
normally some people, they just keep going.
I
But
can't stand it,
this
man.
is where it happens in ABKC. We're at that level now. So when you say
Yeah.
why did they leave, they may not understand. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at it and be like, yo, why did that dog win? You get two sides of it. Why did that
Yeah.
dog win? He looked like a bulldog. And then other people be like, hell yeah, he won. He's the biggest dog there. That's all they know. They don't know anything deeper than that.
Yeah.
This person
Yeah,
says Dave had
I
been
deal with.
reluctant to put a name on them in our last interview with, oh, this is Amanda talking. Jeez. You know what? The main thing is we don't want to confuse it with exotics. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
So what
I
it
love
is,
that. I love that.
what it
Come on.
is it's just a too short pocket.
Yeah.
So the problem with it is, to me, and I told everybody this, once you lose that much leg, it is hard for you to move.
Very,
It's
yeah.
just hard for you to fit in the standard. Very few of them are going to fit in the standard. So I personally don't think it warrants changing the standard. If I did anything with it and it was my decision, I would just drop the minimum and you can bring them in and they would lose accordingly. You know what I'm saying? There's just a limit in dog anatomy that just makes it impossible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
Weimaraner can never, a Dachshund will never be able to move like a Doberman. Its legs are just too short. You know what I'm saying? So if the Dachshund has to abide by the Doberman standard, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get taller and taller and taller and taller to
Until they're no
compete
longer a dachshund.
until finally they can move and get a win. But if I never change it and you never change your dachshund, it just will never win. It just donates money. So I don't worry about that too much. I don't worry about fads. I think that we put too much emphasis on fads because we're a community that is built on something different. We always want something different. You know what I'm saying? Like
Well, I think you
we
said
are
it.
literally at heart a hip hop community, and you know what it is? I love and I suffer from it. I was when I was a young kid. Even I would go to school, and if someone had on the same pair of shoes as me, I wanted my mom to bring me another pair of shoes, because Timmy was wearing the same shoes as me. It
Damn
bothered
it,
me.
Timmy.
That's the same in our community. Think about it. The moment someone has the same thing as we have, this is why it's crazy to me. Everyone will be like, breed the jack, breed the jack, breed the jack. Everybody breeds to the same dog over and over, and then we get mad when our dogs look the same. We want something different. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
there
oh
we
man,
go.
That's
Come on.
everybody have blue
that's
tries.
what I
I
was
don't want a
gonna
blue
say.
try,
You
so
go,
I got to have a
you
Merle.
got to go back. You got to go back to the standard. That's the thing. Your own
Come on.
interpretation of that standard. You're breeding towards it, and that's when people chase these trends, chase these dogs. I want the dog to look like Hangman. I want it to, and then that
But they
dog's
really don't.
season is passed, and then you're behind the tide instead of.
Thank you. And we move so fast.
Yeah,
It's just like that. People used to ask all the time, how do the same Jordans resell over and over? It's because the
Yes.
brand holds
Come
value.
on.
So me
Come on.
breeding to Golden Child, there's value there until everybody have it and there's no value. This is
There we go.
why my girl just bred to Honcho. Honcho was not a famous dog. And she said, everyone's like, man, you could have bred to this dog, this dog. You have your picking. Man, create your own lane. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone's going to chase that. Like right now, it blows my mind. Like everyone should know what's going to happen. Everyone's going to breed after this dog, and everyone's going to have the same thing. And then guess what happens with the value? It goes down because there's a million of them. There's a million of them.
yeah.
Once there's a million of them, they're not worth as much because now people have to sell them for less because I'm competing against Caleb, Mike, and Amanda. We all got the same
And then
stud dog. I
they're
don't
gonna
want
pick
that.
another dog next year at Nationals, and then
Exactly.
everybody gonna chase that one.
Now
Exactly.
look at it. And then what you're going to have if you look at our community. Oh man, I'm gonna be ignorant for a second because it's hard for me. But I've been talking to Caleb for an hour, so it's gotten easier. So this is how it goes. They're gonna
I
be
don't
like,
like him. I
man,
don't like him.
I'm about to see.
This last
Now
one.
listen, I'm gonna see how this Jack blood clip with this brim blood. Then it's gonna be, nah, man. I'm gonna take this Jack blood and see how it click with muscle tone blood.
Exactly.
Nah, I'm gonna take this
Yes.
Jack blood and I'm
Yes.
gonna breed it to my golden child daughter.
There you go.
Y'all all got the same dog. So everybody gonna
You
do the same
talking some
thing.
real shit,
There's
man.
not enough connections. There's not
There we
enough.
go.
There's not enough collaborations to make it really different. So when I tell people breed to the standard, you'll always win. You'll always win because our community is big enough and there's enough stud dogs that match your bitch better than the most popular dog on the planet.
Yes.
But if you want to match your pockets and match your investment, this is where people get it mixed up. If I invest $5,000 in dogs, then I want to go to a dog that warrants $5,000 puppies. You see what I'm saying? For me, I've never looked at it like that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like to lose money. So
Yeah.
for me, I want to break even though. Me getting rich off a litter, nah. The wealth comes in creating something that other people don't have. But if you're doing what everybody else is doing, you lose the creativeness that makes breeding an art. And breeding is an art. The best breeders are artists. You know what I'm saying? The rest of y'all are just buying your portraits from Ross.
There you go. Hey, that's some real stuff.
And
I
you don't
don't like
believe it. Look at Caleb's
you.
wall. He's got
I don't
several.
like you, but I I agree with you. I don't like you at all.
Really?
But
That's odd. That's odd. Because most people do. Most people. Anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all, man. Amanda, if you want me to stay on for another hour, I will.
Oh, I know you would, but I told you. It's just like, we're nuts. Like, we will continue to talk. You're gonna have to like be like, yo,
People
I
forget to
got a
use the
life.
old blood. That's where people mess up. You know what? The old blood is hard because old blood in our community is so small. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I thought about it the other day. Like I love blue. I love blue puppies.
there we go. Come on.
It's very difficult. But if I were to come in and be like, hey, y'all should, y'all are XL breeders. I love Timbo. Sarah Roach has an amazing XL program. Shout out to Sarah Roach. I love it. That's good. The shorty bull that John's wife was showing all year. That's a nice dog. Blaze. Yeah, so I just wanted
What's
to all branch out and do
what's the
different
name
things.
of that? What's the name of that kennel that's got Bronco and all them coming out on the Shorty
That's
Bull?
Connie Thompson, man.
Man,
Bronco is the
I got
son.
to meet them this weekend. They got
Yes.
a legacy over there, man.
They do, man. Their dog comes off my dog Goat. So a lot of their stuff goes back to Cassius Clay,
They
my dog. And
she's told me that they've been breeding champions as long as ABKC has had nationals, 20 years.
Bully was there. He's old. He was
she's
there.
been around a long time. Connie's been. I'm gonna tell y'all a personal story about Connie because I don't know if people even care, but I'm gonna say it about Connie. So I came under Jamie Sweet. Jamie Sweet is the creator of Shorty Bulls.
I'm a
We
fan
interviewed
of
her.
the
We
Shorty
interviewed
Bull,
her.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I had got my first dog from her in 2010. And this was after Fat 50 won nationals against Denzel. He won Best in Show. Everybody said Denzel won nationals, but Fat 50 actually won Best in Show. So I found out about Blue River. At the time, Blue River was banished by the ABKC. It was not allowed to be registered. It was all Blue Rock dogs because Amy Krugman was in the
Yeah.
community, and Jamie Sweet was outlawed. So I worked real hard to get Amy in. A guy named Clint from Go Big or Go Home got her in. The dog named Dos Equis. He got Jamie in. And I got a dog named Goat from Jamie. Long story short, Goat went on to be number one in 2013, 2014. He won nationals. There's this trophy right up there. Rest in peace, Goat. But anyway,
That's what's up.
Connie bred to Goat, and she produced Bronco. Bronco was a phenomenal dog, one of the best shorty bulls to ever live. And she sent Bronco to me at 5.5 months old. He came to my house, and I showed him for a year. And me and Bronco broke records. He was my dog's son, so it was so important. Well, I had him in January. In about August, we threw a big show called World Cup. September, we threw a show called World Cup. It's one of the biggest shows ever. And when we went to the show, everybody was walking around, and Connie was walking around Bronco, and everybody was like, "Oh, you got Bully the Kid's dog. You got Bully the Kid's dog." Now, mind you, I was showing the dog for her, and it affected her so deeply that she came to me after the show and said, "I'm taking Bronco home. I'm taking him home because everyone knows you. They don't know me." And I was upset, like, "Yo, man, the dog been with me for a month. For a year." She said, "You can show him at nationals, and he goes home." So in New Orleans, I showed Bronco at nationals. We win best of breed, and she takes him from me. And this started a war between me and Connie. This is 2016. For years, I didn't talk to Connie. Like we talked, we did breeding. She made good on what she owes me. But
Yeah.
every time I saw this dog that I loved, I would never pet this dog. I would never touch him. He would be scratching the ground to get to me. I would not touch him. I wouldn't even say his name. I wouldn't speak to him. I wouldn't talk to Connie. I wouldn't talk to her husband. I'm petty like that. That's how I was, you know. And this show at Nationals this year, I see Connie when I walk in, and I walk up and I give her a hug, and I say, "Hey, Connie, how are you?" She said, "Christopher." She always calls me Christopher. And she's like, you know, talking to her. I say hello to her husband. He's in bad health. We speak, and Bronco's there. He's meeting someone else. Jonathan, ABN, Rachel's husband, was right there, the photographer.
I met actual Bronco.
Yes, so Bronco's there. Bronco's 9 now.
9 years old. Yeah.
I'm talking, and Bronco turns around and hears my voice, and he starts screaming like, Shorty
Out
Blues
of
make that
joy,
noise.
out where I was supposed to be.
Out of
Oh,
just screaming. I've not pet this dog in 7 years.
oh.
I not touched him. Not touched
Damn.
him. Didn't acknowledge him for 7 years.
Yeah.
I reached down and pet this dog, and he's screaming. Screaming, shaking. And I'm like getting emotional because I love this dog. This dog lived in my house, slept in my bed. Like, black people don't let dogs sleep in the bed. Bronco was
Oh
but,
my God.
and she Connie starts crying. And Miss Thompson starts crying. Her husband is like tearing up, and she said he never ever has made this noise for nobody. And then she says, "I'm so sorry for all those years ago in Georgia when I took him away from you." This is her pride and joy, the best dog she ever bred. He's
Yeah.
one of the best shorty bulls ever.
He's a
And it
badass
touched me so
too.
much, and I hug her and I kiss her and I say, "You know, it's all right. It's a long time ago. I'm petty." The dog screamed for 3 minutes straight to get to me.
Right.
He's 9 years old. He can't breathe. He can't do anything. Anyway, I tell this story right now because in the dog world, we all have moments where we're petty. We
There
all
we
have
go.
moments where we
Come
don't
on.
like something, where we're done wrong, or something didn't go the way we wanted. It's not worth it to hold a grudge because I missed 7 years of this dog's life. Like, this dog, I love this dog. My best dog, Clubber Lang, who I got puppies off of right now, come on, Bronco. You know, I was so petty that if Connie were to I make a post and she'd be like, "Bronco's so proud of his kids," I would delete the post and I would tell her, "Don't ever, ever, ever mention Bronco on my post." Like, that's how I was. I was super petty. Well, the whole point of it was this lady and I didn't talk for 7 years. That's the dog world. And we get caught up in it. You asked earlier
Come on.
about internet people and this. We all are in the same room. We all love the American bully. We all wanted to do better. We all want to give this breed to our grandkids. We all want to give this breed to people after us. If we continue to have grudges and hate things for no reason, all the people that are hating on Jack, all the people that are hating on ABKC, all the people that are hating on John, hating on Dave, it's not worth it because we're all in the same boat.
There we go.
And these dogs, the one thing I can say about dogs is they're not going to live longer than us.
There we
God
go.
willing.
Come
God
on.
willing. They're not going to live that long. So show the respect to the people, show the respect to the opportunity, show respect to the venue, show respect to the registry. Because I'm telling you right now, we're talking about XLs, and there's a million people that don't give a shit what we talking about. But there's 1,000 people that this is
Come
their
on.
world.
Come
This
on.
is what they live. This is their lifestyle. Love the people that love the lifestyle, because we all in the same lifestyle. So I could spend all my day talking about another registry and how much I hate them and call them this and call them that. For what? We're all in the same boat. We want to
Yeah.
love dogs. We want to grow dogs. Some of us are going to make more money. Some of us are going to make more fame. Some of us are going to be remembered. Some of us are going to be forgotten, but we all are going to love. We're all going to love these dogs. So love it that way. You don't have to be Bully the Kid and be important and good looking. You can be Caleb and unimportant and ugly. It doesn't matter. You just have to keep pushing towards the love. That's all.
I
Thank you.
can't stand him. I can't stand him. I
That's
can't
No.
it.
stand his
Everybody welcome
ugly
to the
ass.
Comedy Central roast. That's
No. I'm gonna
Dude,
speak.
I am so mad that my Charlie Brown picture of Caleb did not show up on
I
my
I'm gonna
see.
Instagram.
speak.
I see Sarah Roach in the comments now. What's up,
Bully
Sarah?
the Kid, I love you. I love you. You're ugly
Bro,
ass. I love
pause.
you. But what you
Don't.
said to
Callie
me at the
Abrams in the building. Sarah Roach is in the building. Shout out to Sarah
Yeah,
Roach, man.
Sarah. My
yeah.
guy was talking about your dog, man, just a minute ago.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Sarah
God.
is, man. Sarah is one of those people that
I can't
she
stand
traveled all over the world. I mean, I'm talking about whether she was in good health, bad health, whether she had it or
him.
didn't have it, she would load those dogs up, and she has a true program. And that's what I tell people all the time. I'm not really a breeder. Like, I have beautiful shorty bulls. I just bred Clever, like I said. I haven't even posted the puppies up because they're beautiful and I love them. Sarah has a program of XLs.
Sarah does her own thing, man. She beats to her own
Man,
drum. I like that about her.
Yeah.
Sarah is always respectful to me. She's done sponsorships at shows. She's brought her dogs out. She's a best in show winner.
Yes.
She loves her dogs. When people, I judge people by when they lose a dog, man. And she's one of those people that when she lost a dog, you feel it. You feel her pain. There's a lot of strong women in our community. We have some wonderful handlers that I respect a lot of the handlers, but I really, really, really love my female breeders because I think they approach it with a level of love and care and compassion that's different than a man. You know what I'm saying? I think that for a woman breeder, that winner is always in that whooping box and they're gonna love it forever.
Hey, I got an
I've never
interview
get
with
different.
Sarah Roach. Not a lot of people can say that. She don't do interviews.
She
Oh,
doesn't like to talk,
Really
man,
doesn't.
but Sarah is
She did one for me this weekend though. I'm proud of her. She did
well,
oh
good
shoot.
wow,
too.
Hey,
yeah. She
we
deserves
did,
her
we did.
flowers, man. She deserves her flowers, and I think Sarah knows that I have a lot of respect for her. I don't respect a lot of people in dogs, but I
I do
respect her
Yeah.
too.
tremendously,
Yeah.
tremendously.
It was an honor to sit down with her and hear her talk about what she's looking for, how she calculates things. Because she's
Okay,
incredibly
but
passionate about these dogs.
That's enough love for Sarah. This is about me. So
And
this is
what are you now promoted to again? What was that?
Chief ABKC spokesperson. I mean, it was becoming a little long. It was turning into like a Sarah love fest. And clearly, you can have her on next Tuesday.
This is a Chris
No,
love story,
apparently
man.
not. No, she does not do interviews. Like she made
Apparently,
exceptions, and that was it.
yes, but she
So we
came
were
on
No,
our
very
Sarah's
live.
good.
She came on our live though. Sarah
You
Roach.
know
You,
what I've
however,
done? I've done stuff with
I talked to you at
Eddie
National.
of
You were
Blue
like, hey, you want
Line.
to do a recap? You're like, I'll see you on Tuesday. I was like, so.
Listen, Eddie of Blue Line, Sarah Roach. There's a great whites in Miami. Shout out to Vivian and her dude down there. They have some XLs. There's some nice ones, man. It's really good. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people. Shout out to Callie. That's Nanny McPhee. She does whelping services and things. So, it's all good, man. I love everybody, man, and I appreciate y'all having me on.
Well, it's good to get to know you a little bit tonight, man.
Yeah, definitely, Michael. I appreciate it, man.
I
Only
wish I
advice
could say
I
the
have for
same.
you, man. I try to give everybody when I leave an interview some advice. Amanda, really
Sir.
find out what Canada is. Michael, pick better friends. Don't associate yourself with people like Caleb. It could really end your career. I'm telling you, I made some bad decisions about who I kicked it with. When your mama used to say, "It's not my son,
Guilty
it's
by
the baby."
association, huh?
Yeah.
Mine
When
is
your mom
so
was like,
mild in
"It's not my
comparison.
baby, it's the other kids." Caleb is the other kids. Like,
Oh, I can't
don't
stand them. I
don't do
can't
that.
stand them.
I'm
Y'all
just
view in
saying.
next Tuesday. It'll be much better.
Much better. Good
Oh my
night. I
God.
appreciate you guys. I just need to find out where to hang
You
out.
gonna
Hey,
And
all y'all,
you gonna
That's
come
all
okay.
down
y'all,
here
That's
to
all I
Arkansas in
can
April?
what did you say, my guy?
You gonna come down here to Arkansas in April?
Is that JJ Stelling's
Yeah,
show?
yeah.
Yeah, JJ invited me personally. Her and she has not paid me to MC, but I think that if she does, I will be there for sure. I don't really go to Arkansas. I mean, it's Arkansas.
Arkansas
I
is a
can't
big
stand
deal,
him.
man.
I can't stand him.
Man, you know
Michael.
what? We threw a big atomic dog show in Little Rock, Arkansas, many years ago. Shout out to my boy. There's several people in Arkansas I got a lot of respect for, but there's a guy named Chris in Little Rock. Clydesdale, of course, used to rock out in Little Rock. If y'all don't know who Clydesdale is, that's a national winner, and he's from Little Rock, from Arkansas. Shout out to Keno, a Black Label, and KC, and of course the Keys. They
Well,
all were Arkansas people, so
when
it's
I
a big.
when I host when I host a show down here, I'm gonna have to make sure you come down here.
Hey man, most definitely, I would love to be there. But I do have rules. I don't need to say who I
Don't,
What
don't,
don't
kind
want
of
don't,
there.
rules
don't.
you
I
got?
He
don't need
needs
to say
an
who I don't want
award
there.
given to him. That's
Are you
rule
saying
number one.
are you saying Caleb
Michael.
can't come or what?
I don't refer to him as Caleb. I refer to him as the white milk dud. The white milk dud, don't have him there. I'm saying Charlie Brown is not welcome. Charlie Brown is not welcome.
I will see you there, my boy. I love you.
Man, if you say you love me one more time, I swear to God, my girl gonna
Bye.
slap the shit out you.
Bye.
Like, just don't even say it again. You know what I'm saying?
I love y'all.
Amanda, did you disconnect Caleb?
No,
No,
he did that
Oh
he
my
ducked
himself.
bad.
he
Oh
ducked
my
on
bad.
out.
He's still here.
He
He's
did that
like
to himself.
frozen. Why is he frozen like that? Look at his face. Look at the corner. Is he frozen on your screen?
No,
Because
I
that
don't
shit
see
is
him.
horrible.
no, he don't.
Oh,
He's
he
gone
left?
on my he's gone on my
This
screen.
He clocked out. He left for the day. He is.
He has a black wife, so he ain't really supposed to be on the phone that long anyway. You know? So,
Hey,
all right, I'm
man,
out of here, man.
it's
I
a pleasure to
appreciate
get
y'all.
to
Y'all
know
be
you,
good.
man. I'll see you around.
Most definitely. Amanda, thank you as always, man. Good seeing you on the
Good night,
Nationals.
Amanda.
I'll talk to y'all soon.
Yep. But
The chief ABKC spokesperson is signing off.
Thanks, sir.